Broad jumps, high jumps. I think they call those vertical jumps.
Yeah.
Vertical jumps. We'll do some. We won't do others.
Horizontal jumps.
Bench press.
How much you bench?
What do you bench?
What do you bench?
They got a new thing where it's basically a bar that measures force. And you get under it like the bench press and you push for like, I don't know, it's 5 seconds, like as hard as you can.
Interesting.
And they measure the force that way, like how much force you can create. I don't know, is that a good thing? I don't know.
My opinion on that probably is not well informed.
Okay.
At least not as well informed as the people who decided they would use it.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, if I agree with them that it's gonna have no weight, and if I disagree with them, it will also have no weight.
Okay. I like how you come at this.
I'm nothing if not honest.
Yeah.
About my limitations.
Yeah. Let's start with the fact that Bain's arms came in at sub 31 inches.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like, I don't even know what that means. Well, 34 is probably where they would like him to be at. So 3 inches short. Like, so now we have, I was told by people there they didn't think he was going to measure.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's start there. The fact that he did measure, are we a bigger fan now? It shows that he's not going to hide from it.
My guess on that is that he or his people heard that people were saying, dude, almost like not measuring is almost worse than measuring, you know. You're taking some hits for not doing it. And they would wonder, if you're not going to measure, what else would you not do? And that there'd be some ripple effect from that might concern teams. So I went, all right, I'll measure. If that would be if he initially was not going to and then decided to do it. That would be my first theory on why the change of heart.
Does it? I mean, do you feel better or worse now that you know about him as a prospect? Right, you're obviously not his agent.
I don't feel better or worse because that's about the number I thought it would be. So it hasn't changed the truth in my mind, and or what I perceive to be the truth, the actual measurement. And the reason for doing so doesn't change my mind much on the kind of person he is, if my reasoning is correct. Now, if there are other reasons that might change it in either direction. But based on what I think and what I was expecting, my opinion of him is not really changed at all because of this.
Well, I got a text from someone who said sub 31, yeesh.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in one way, I'm like, okay, he's not going to hide from it. And so I appreciate it, but it's short.
Yep.
It's short.
It is short.
And Jason Anderson was given the stat that no one's had a 10-sack season with arm.
Yeah. And a couple things that I was thinking about this, and I saw a post. It was not an account that I recognized, but it was retweeted by a number of accounts that I do recognize and are people that I think have decent football savvy. I'd love to run this by you. It said that Bain's two best counter moves are the club and the hump, and those are easier with shorter arms because they require torque. I don't know if that is possibly true or laughable, or if that's someone saying, I really want this guy and I'm going to find a way to make it a meaningful move. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, Reggie White was the greatest hump move guy in the history of the game. Did he have long arms, or was he just ridiculously strong?
That's interesting. I'm trying to think about the club. I mean, that's just where you basically bat the guy,
right,
out of your way.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why that would be better with short arms.
I don't know. I guess there's the shorter arm is easier to get torque. The point of attack is closer to the fulcrum. I don't know, but that could just be someone trying to reverse engineer. A player.
I also think that there are terms about like what a move is, and there's like different ways to do that move. Like the Oklahoma drill is a common thing that's said in football, and I had numerous coaches and did about 3 different Oklahoma drills. Okay, so, my thought process is weight of hand, speed of hand is what's going to get you there, and the further distance you get away from the fulcrum, the faster you're moving the hand, right? Like it's like a merry-go-round. If you're at the middle of a merry-go-round, doesn't seem that fast.
Yeah.
But you get all the way out on the outside, it feels a lot faster, and it's delivering more force.
Yeah.
So
pitchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a short arm pitcher's not going to be able to throw the ball 102 miles an hour.
Interesting. I'm not sure.
But I don't know if what that necessarily means.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And that's it. I read the post again. It says Bain's counter moves when offensive line set high on him are the club and hump.
Okay.
Which sounds like a bar somewhere. Come on down to the club and hump. $1 drink night at the club and hump. 5th and Delaware. I don't know. It just that way just sounded like a place that might be on Family Guy.
It sounds like a place that probably should have been closed down.
Yeah.
Sounds like a singles bar from the caveman days.
Yeah. Or sounds like a front for some other kind of stuff, shenanigans going on.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other thing I thought with him is from a statistical standpoint, a measurement standpoint, he clearly would be an outlier if he was good. Is it possible that he should be? Is it possible that this is a guy for which the measurements don't matter? It's possible. How likely is that? And is that likelihood worth the Chiefs using a pick that they can't get wrong in that spot?
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, I think we're looking at. This hurts him.
For sure.
The lack of arm length hurts him. Period.
Yeah.
But
it's anything that you have to overcome is something that's not helping you. It's something that's hurting you.
You're gonna love if you get him if he goes on the slide and he's at pick 22, 3. I mean, George Karlaftis slid.
Yep.
Early on in this part of the process, George Karlaftis was being listed as a quote-unquote lottery pick. I know there's no lottery in the NFL, but up in that range, the 12, top 12, and then he ended up going 30 to the Chiefs. What didn't they like, right? What was the knock on him? So if Bain starts sliding, and everybody in Kansas City, we were thrilled because it was a guy that had been talked about being in the top dozen picks or so. And now you're getting him at 30. What great value.
Yeah.
Look at this. You got him. I think, I think it's going to be, I think it's interesting because he's a great player with a lot of great tools. It's like the conversation, if you missed it yesterday, the 3 o'clock hour with Tim Grunhard, we went over him a lot.
Yeah.
And got Tim's ideas on how much the arm length would matter and, his thoughts on Bain and, does the fact that he's been productive without this kind of length, and he does it because he has the whole toolbox of moves. Does that mean that this is a guy with no ceiling? He's high floor, no ceiling. He's not going to get in and suck because he's going to beat bad tackles, right? But is he going to be completely neutralized when he goes up against Trent Williams?
And this is something I've been fascinated about since the Raider game ended. What is the better move at number 9? One of the things about number 9 is you can get possibly the best player in the draft a lot easier. But is the fact that you don't want to blow that pick, does that make you lean more towards somebody who doesn't have a really high ceiling but isn't going to be a bust? Is 9 better used to try to get the best player, or is it designed to try to get to make a pick that is going to be a good player? And I don't have an answer for that yet. I'm sure they're knocking that around at One Arrowhead Drive. They may already have an answer, but I sure don't.
The other part of the defensive end conversation today is that Zion Young of Missouri, Mel Kiper's write-up said he could be the first true defensive end, not a linebacker edge. He thinks one of Arvell Reese will probably go first, is what it sounded like, but he could be the first true defensive end to go. So he's on the rise.
And if he's there at 9, I don't know. The measurables, I think, are going to be better for him. And he just, I mean, it's Senior Bowl, but that week, all anybody could talk about from the edge perspective was just how he was destroying one after the other, top shelf tackles with just physicality and strength, and he showed everything. I'm like, tempting.
6'6", 262 pounds, his arm length 33 inches.
And I don't want to hear anybody. The minute you mention someone from Mizzou, well, they picked a local guy, in K-State guy in FAU. How'd that work out? Doesn't matter. He's not. His pick has nothing to do with Felix Onyedike-Uzomah. I just wanted to get that out of the way before anybody tried to fire it back.
Well, I think first of all, he looks much more like what we think a Steve Spagnuolo defensive lineman looks like.
Yep.
I mean, Bain came in at sub 6'3".
Yeah.
And short arms.
Change.
And I even remember him talking about Mike Dana. We're like, well, Mike Dana's not the long linear. He's like, yeah, well, he's not tall, but his arm length is there. He mentioned arm length about Mike Dana as one of the reasons why he was effective in his when they took him. By the way, George Karlaftis arm length 32 5/8. So at 33,
you're right on the edge.
At 33, Zion's arms are longer than George Karlaftis. So the offensive tackles to me is where we said this the other day. Offensive tackles number one. Probably, corner might be 2 for the importance of arm length.
Yeah.
The rest of the offensive line 3. Defensive end maybe 4, or maybe defensive ends 3 ahead of guard, center guard, because so much of that is just going to be a bull rush type move, and it's more about anchor in there. So maybe defensive end out there to combat what are the long-armed offensive tackles that are out there. Maybe I'd put it at 2 or 3.
And one of the reasons why I was saying about this yesterday.
But George Karlaftis has been good with 32 5/8 inch arms. He's had a 10-sack season at 32 5/8. So what is the difference? How much does an inch and a half or an inch and 3/4 mean?
Right.
Between these two players.
And people wonder what is the you can easily tell what the value of a long arms would be for an offensive lineman to push and to keep people off of. What would it be for an edge? To me, it's if a guy with arms that are 4 inches longer than you, you're going up against him and he's got you. You can't reach him. You can't counter. You've got to do something else because your arms don't reach. That's one thing that just immediately jumps out. Any kind of maneuver, if you're swiping for the ball. If you're swiping for the ball, I mean, one of the reasons Derek Thomas was so good was he had that chop move. Did it help that he had ridiculously long arms for a guy who's 6, his position? Sure it did. More of your hand hits the ball, you have a better chance of knocking it out. Everything you do in that situation, you benefit if you have longer arms.
Yeah. So it's an interesting development because, like I said, I had one scout tell me I don't think he's going to measure. And I think my advice would have been don't measure. They know they're short. Like, you have short arms, period. Let your tape talk. This just confirmed how short.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's of note. And I think it might be one of the reasons why we keep seeing mock draft after mock draft that has Jeremiah Love going to the Chiefs.
I keep thinking that's going to change, and I keep seeing him there. And we're at the point now where we're still 2 months away, but known guys. I mean, Mel Kiper's not a follower. He keeps popping Love out there. I'm like, all right. Every week that goes by that you see him on that list makes me think. And we've discussed many times the difference when people slide or rise the draft boards after a certain point. It's nothing they've done. It's the people who are making the mocks are getting better info on what the teams are thinking. If that thing keeps happening, if we're sitting there, it's April 1st, and Mel Kiper's still mocking Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs, it's time to start thinking, this might be where they're going.
Well, I think these numbers are a big part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is going to change things when you see, like when did Membu suddenly start sliding in the top 10? After he came out and what did he ran a 4 whatever it was sub 540 at 330 pounds and had the long arms and so the tape had put him up there to where it's like, oh, this guy might make his way into the first round. Then he ended up being top 10.
Yeah.
So like this is everything's an incomplete until they get done with all this stuff.
Yeah.
This stuff does matter. A lot of guys won't do certain events at it, but it matters for sure.
In about a week, you'll start seeing. Take note of what everyone has, and then see what the movement is after that. And if there's movement after that, then that's more intel than any change with the player. Would you agree?
Yes.
It's more what they're hearing than what they've seen.
Yeah, and I think, but I like I said, I do think that there are going to be a handful of different workouts.
Yeah.
A lot of it, the 40, that are going to make people go, okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah, this guy just validated. The tape says he's really good. That's the thing. If you see if Ruben Bain had measured 35.5-inch arms with the tape he has, top 3 pick.
Yeah, he's not getting a 9.
His tape says he's as good an edge rusher as there is out there.
Yeah.
But
it's like what would the perfect
Membu's tape said he's a dominant tackle. Then he ran fast and okay, here's why. He's a tremendous athlete with all the right physical attributes.
I wonder what the arm length would have to be to make it like where he would be there at 9. I'm talking about Bain.
I think
he would be there at 9, but wouldn't be considered a risky pick at 9.
Right. Yeah. What is the Goldilocks zone?
33 and 7, 3/8, or what is it?
32 and 5/8.
Yeah.
George Karlaftis.
What is the exact measurement?
So yeah, I think it is interesting, and I think the running back's just easy. It's the Chiefs' biggest need, and I think from this, the scuttlebutt will go around amongst all the people up there, and we talked to Dan Graziano yesterday, who's an NFL insider for ESPN, and he said this is the most important week for me. He said, everywhere you go, you run into somebody, and you create relationships and get information. And so this will be a big one. I mean, all the mock drafts now are fun, but now the info guys are getting what the actual decision makers are thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
the mocks next week will be interesting to watch and see how they've changed from this week.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to see the rise and fall of certain players, because I think right now we're watching Zion Young come flying up the board.
Yeah, he's backing up the Senior Bowl stuff with the measurables, which both are backing up what people saw on his game tape.
How many Mizzou kids got to go high in the first round before somebody goes, how about turning this into a conference championship?
Oh, yeah, that's right. How do they not?
Like we've talked about how important it was to go back to the Gary Pinkel days about Mizzou. Like, okay, they're getting guys drafted, but the next thing they need is a guy that's coming out giving the bro hug to the commissioner and holding up that jersey. And that was a big part of it. And of course they got there. They had a number of them. Well, they've got that.
Mm-hmm.
So when does that become like, well, when are you going to win with all this talent?
When one of those guys is quarterback.
Good point.
That's about the only thing, because he's gotten guys at every spot, but not the quarterback. He's going to have a year from now. There's going to be a running back probably walking out there on Thursday night with the jersey that has his name and number 1 on it. We've had wide receivers. We've had other spots, but hadn't had the quarterback yet.
By the way, this is my favorite part of the combine that's on the television right now. The fatties are running.
Oh, yeah.
The
always
interior
fun.
D tackles.
Always fun.
D line, like 3-4 DN down to nose and D tackles. Love when a guy like, okay, 6'1", 337. Ooh, let's watch this.
And some of them you're like, how did he do that?
There was a guy at 290 something who ran 4.76.
They're not like us.
No.
There's a clip. I've seen it. It isn't an interior defensive lineman, but an actual game clip that for some reason made me think of. I think it was when the 49ers and Browns played. There's a move. Myles Garrett was on the left side up against Trent Williams, and he just jumps to the inside. You see it, and I'm like, I've watched that video 50 times, and my eyes can't process. My brain cannot process what my eyes saw. That a guy that size could just jump like a cat and go right past a future Hall of Fame left tackle.
I don't know that anybody has been more of a sure thing than Myles Garrett was.
Yeah.
When I remember Texas A&M, he was a true freshman, and A&M had somebody along the defense that was like a big deal. And so this was the first of 3 years he would play at Texas A&M. And you're like, okay, that guy's good, but who the hell's 15? Oh, that's the number 1 freshman. He's awesome. I'm like, $15 for an edge. You know, like
Yeah.
what's this guy's wearing? And Myles Garrett, super freak.
Just ridiculous.
There are freaks, and then there's super.
And
Myles Garrett is everything Jadeveon Clowney was supposed to be.
Yes, exactly. Because after the hit against Michigan, everyone's like, he's going to be that guy. And Garrett, unfortunately, the Browns have parlayed that into nothing because they can't get the quarterback.
Have you seen the? I think it's done with AI. Myles Garrett acceptance speech for like. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's wearing a hat. I think that was this year's deal. And they've dubbed but made the mouth meet what they want him to say. And it's him going, 23 sacks means absolutely blanking nothing because our offense is the worst.
Those are so
football.
Good. There's one account.
This award is great, but the team is still terrible.
There's one account on Twitter or TikTok that's really good at that. They do a lot of the post game. After any playoff game, there's always college basketball too. It's can't miss. If you know where it's at, just follow because endlessly entertaining every day.
Right, you don't even need AI for that. Just listen to The Drill when Munch Bishop's on. He'll tell you.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
913-810-810, the phone number. Grab a phone line, 913-810-810. Got a couple of folks on. We've got a couple of lines open. You can hit me up on the Twitter, at Soren Petro. You're in the program. All right, let's talk some football. You're on the program, 913-381-810-810. Waiting patiently, our buddy Jim. You're on the program. Jim, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Soren, I appreciate you and Lebo and the station sending you to Indianapolis and making you cover this. I'm enjoying listening.
It's an interesting event, and it was definitely a trip well worth it. I can tell you that. I mean, we got a lot of information, and there's stuff we'll be talking about all throughout the football season that came from it. So I appreciate that. Thanks, Jim.
No, appreciate it. Hey, you hear a lot of times in the combine people saying, well, there are guys running around in their underwear, and it's stupid, But measurements matter. What happens there really matters. And, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. When the Chiefs drafted him, I thought it was a good pick. I saw the production. I liked it. He was 5'7", and he ran a 4.6. We should have known. You know what I mean? We should have known. Reuben Bain, that arm length, it's 4 inches shorter than 3.5 inches shorter than Justin Houston, who's a similar sized guy. It means something, and he might be a we should have known guy. Last year, 3, 4, 5 games into the NFL season, I thought that the Patriots had a franchise left tackle. Well, later on in the playoffs, Will Campbell, right? He started performing really badly, and they're saying a big part of it was because he had, ultra short arms. We're talking about with Reuben Bain, under 31-inch arm length. It's freakishly short. It's 4 inches shorter. And you were talking about how it could hurt you, how it helps you. There was a discussion on ESPN the other day, and the players, if the other guy, whether it's defense or offense, if he can get his hands on you first, okay, you're at the end of his fulcrum, and it helps him control you.
Yes.
You can overcome it. And so it doesn't matter whether you're doing a speed rush or a bull rush, whatever you're doing, he can control you first. And I think Reuben Bain's going to be a really good player. But at the number 9 pick, I don't want Pro Bowl upside. I want Hall of Fame upside at the number 9 pick. Last point. I really want to see the Chiefs go offense. Patrick Mahomes is the rising tide that lifts all boats. You give him an offensive player, that guy will reach his maximum potential. A defense, and I'm not bagging on Spags here, but a defensive player, you give him Spags might not play the guy. He will not change what he does. Spags can make more with less. Give Mahomes a weapon.
Yeah. No, and I think that's one of the things that, it'd be nice if they had more picks, Jim, and I appreciate the call, and thank you again for the kind words. I think that's one of the reasons why they can go best player available for sure, because they have needs everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd be great to be set everywhere, so just take the best player available because we'll just add the depth. But they really have needs everywhere. Yep. And giving a weapon to Mahomes, giving protection to Mahomes, because Jalen Moore is only signed for one more year, and you're going to cut Juwan Taylor.
It's nice when you really don't have to worry about how the draft board falls in front of you. At some point at 9, there's going to be a guy who's really good that you really need.
913-381-810-810. Let's talk to Ted. You're in the program, Ted. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, gentlemen. I want to talk draft, but just a quick comment. I heard Matt Lane say today that he thought the Chiefs would get something done in an extension with Trent McDuffie. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want him spending that kind of money on the corner, and I want draft picks. So on the draft at number 9, just saying what Jim said, you got to get a guy. They need stars. They need new stars, and the 2 guys that I see that might be there at 9 that are stars are going to be that I think are going to be stars are Love and Caleb Downs. Those guys seem like the most chance of not missing to be a really good player. Now, if they don't want to pick those 2 guys, then trade back, and get another pick. I know everybody's going to scream at this, but kind of looking at the Kendrick Falk guy, I know he's
Keldrick
all
Falk,
Spags, but
Auburn.
But from Auburn, he's what 6'6".
Well, he looks the part, but he just hasn't played the part.
Yeah.
Right? He's supposed to be great, but he hasn't played great.
He's only 20 years old, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. But is that, and I'm with you, and I think he does look the part. And I like him if you trade back to 20. Right? But at 9, I think you got to get somebody who's, is got the measurables and has played well.
Right.
And that to me is why Bain came off. I don't love Bain at 9 when he comes in that short-armed. And let's see what he runs 40 time as well.
And the receivers, it seems to me like the receivers that everybody's just kind of meh, is maybe on the receivers. I don't think there's a consensus with anybody in the receivers. They're not standing out, and so I don't want them to take one of those guys at 9 either.
I think the Ohio State receiver is going to be the guy that stands tall. Yeah. I think he's going to be the one. I hear what you're saying, Ted, and I appreciate the call. As always, buddy, this is a get-it-right business. And with a pick this high, you have to get it right. And if like the way you're talking, Ted, if that's Brett Veach talking, what I'm hearing is trade down, get more picks.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not set on any of these guys, and you're talking about making a reach for a guy who's got the measurables and is young but hasn't been productive, great, let's trade down. He could still be sitting there at 20.
Drop to 20 and pick up a second.
Sam, you're on the program. What's going on, Sam?
Hey, love you. Listen every day.
Thank you, sir.
Tell
What's on your mind?
I haven't heard anything. Does the NFL allow teams to do what the Dodgers do and the Chiefs restructuring contracts, move some money to 2035 to 2040? I would assume that would count against future cap hits.
Yeah, they
Second question,
Okay.
if the Chiefs could make it work financially, would you give up draft picks for Max Crosby? Thanks a lot.
No, I would not give up draft picks for a guy who's already in his 30s, and you take on a giant contract as well. A lot of that,
it's the opposite of what they needed.
Yeah, some of that contract stays back with the Raiders with the signing bonus. That part of the cap hit goes away. But no, they need young players that are good and are inexpensive. Those are draft picks. They need more draft picks, not less. And so, no, I wouldn't. Max Crosby is like we're one player away, or we're one mediocre season away from being fired
while having a cheap quarterback.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just not where they are. The deferred money, no, not the way the Dodgers do it. The closest thing would be like the Chiefs do with what they did with the roster bonus with Patrick Mahomes. They give him the money now, it gets to count later. Right? They turn it into a signing bonus, which they then can prorate out, and he'll get all the money this year, but they can count it over the next 5 years. That's the closest that they have to doing what the Dodgers do. That and the void years, which are years that allow them to bring the number down as much as possible, that you're admitting we're never going to pay the player for these, and we're going to be taking that cap hit in future years, even when the player's not playing for us. Jerry, you're in the program. What's going on, Jerry?
Thinking about everything you guys are saying, my big thing is listen to what Brett Veach had to say on his press conference or whatever that was. Was he avoiding questions about Juwan Taylor? And with his responses, I kind of get the feeling he may want to keep him on the team. And I want Zion Young. He's a yes. Jeremiah Love is a no at 9. And the last thing is, can we trade off McDuffie, no offense to him, to Texas for the number 20 pick and then take Baines, or is that a stupid idea? And I'll listen off the air. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. I think trading down and getting Bain later, not stupid. I think Zion Young, the way he's going to test here and the way he played at the Senior Bowl, may be one of the safer picks at 9.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be a superstar? Maybe not, but is he going to blow up and implode? No. Right? I mean, he played well at a high level at Mizzou. He played well
against good competition.
Against good competition in the SEC. He played well in the Senior Bowl against the best competition. He's measuring the right everything. He's going to be and that's going to be one of the reasons why he's moving up the board. And now you're going to, it's like I said about Membu. That's one of the things that's there. As far as trading McDuffie, I don't know where he would go if they would trade him. I think it depends upon where their numbers are. I think the Chiefs would love to have him. There's not a for sale sign. But if they're not on the same page, the agent will make it known to other teams that they're far apart with the Chiefs. And if somebody's willing to pay the number that the agent's got in his head, that McDuffie's got in his head, then the next thing is that team will be like, hey, we're interested. Are you moving Trent McDuffie? That's pretty much how this works. The agents will go out and talk to everybody, and it's like the Anthony Richardson thing. They just made that public, right? Well, he's not going to be here, so go talk trade. Go figure out who has interest in this guy. I'm not calling 31 teams, right? And so now the agent heads out and tries to see if anyone will give the Colts anything for pick number 31. I want to take a break. We got a special guest. Jim Ryan is going to be with us, one of the greatest distance runners in history, three-time Olympian, silver medalist, first high school runner to run sub 4 minutes in the mile. Going to be talking about a great event that is here to replace the Kansas Relays. That's coming up next here in the program. Welcome back here on the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Let's talk some track and field. Great event that is coming up is going to give everybody, all the youngsters, a chance to maybe even set some records. We're talking about the Running Lane Kansas City Relays, and joining us here, one of the great distance runners in American history, a man who's even been in Congress here from our fair state of Kansas. Jim Ryan joins us here in the program. Jim, how are you, sir?
I am doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. And, you know, the Kansas Relays were such a historic and iconic event, and they ended in 2025. I'm just, for a guy who, you know, running was such a big part of your life and such a big part of your youth coming up, you know, how disappointing was that when you first heard that information? Of course, we got good news to talk about, but when you heard that information, how disappointing was that?
Well, it was a disappointment because for me, like many others who ran in the relays, it was an opportunity to race against others that weren't in your necessary classification. So, for example, my first relays, 1963, I ran against, guys that were all different schools, larger schools, small schools, that weren't in my level of competition, and it gave me a great opportunity. And that's really what the Kansas City Relays is going to do. It's going to have this opportunity for athletes coming from Nevada to New York to, Kansas, Missouri, all around, to race against other athletes in their special competition. And that's a great opportunity for them to experience and grow as a runner as a result of racing against people that don't see very often.
Yeah, and I know it's going to be in Blue Springs. It's going to be over on the Missouri side because there's a rule limiting competition in Kansas for people coming from more than 500 miles away. I don't understand it, but I'm glad there isn't that rule on the Missouri side because this gives us a chance to have a meet where, kids can come from all over and we get the highest quality meet. I mean, this seems like the best of all worlds.
It really is. And let me mention this as well. By the way, it's April 17th and 18th. People that are interested can go to kansascityrelays.com, get more information. But one of the unique features of this particular competition is that they can, parents, grandparents, friends that want to follow, can follow it live on Running Lane YouTube and see actually for free what their special person is doing. And so that's the unique feature that wasn't even available at the Kansas Relays, but is available at the Kansas City Relays.
Yeah, and that is awesome because if you got kids coming from a long way, mom, dad, grandma, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, if they're not all going to make the trip, then everybody can check it out. So it gets to be a family event, even if everybody can't get to the event in person. So I think you're absolutely, that's absolutely fantastic. What did competing do for you? I mean, I think everybody knows the name Jim Ryan, and 3 Olympics, a silver medal, world records, first high school runner to break the 4-minute mile. I mean, but what did it mean to you, and what did it do to help you mature and grow and be the man that you ultimately would end up being?
It was a transformative moment. Starting out not able to make an athletic team and making the cross-country team as a sophomore, and less than 2 years on my first Olympic team, American record at the senior and high school, world records. God gave me wonderful talent, but he gave me great coaches. And that's part of what we do in our Jim Ryan running camps is we share those experiences. This year, 2026, will be the 51st year that we've had our running camps. So we have campers coming from all over the world. We limit it to the first 200, 2 camps of 100 in Colorado Springs, and they can go to running.com and learn more. But to your question, it was a moment in time that as time went along, I learned great experiences in terms of character building, setting goals, and that's part of what we talk about in the Ryan running camps is not only setting goals, but the eating, the diet, all the necessary things that help you become a better runner. And for me, the Kansas City Relays are presenting that same opportunity to talk and work with young people coming from all over the country, being able to visit with them, learn from their experiences, and share experiences that I've had that perhaps will help them as well.
The Running Lane Kansas City Relays is coming up April 17th and 18th. You can get more information, as Jim said, at kansascityrelays.com. You can get more information about Jim's running camps, ryanrunning.com. By the way, Ryan is R-Y-U-N, right? I did spell that correct, I think.
That's correct.
I nailed it.
If you go the other way, you won't get anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So make sure you spell it correctly, R-Y-U-N, running.com. When did you realize that this was something that you could not just be pretty good in, but you could be elite? Was there a meet, or was there somebody that you beat, a competition where you went, wow, I'm world class at this?
Yeah, actually, that was one of the most difficult parts, and that's one of the things we talk about in our Ryan running camp. Coach Timmons was my high school and my college coach, and one of the biggest obstacles he had was getting me to believe that it could happen to me. And a part of that was as a result of probably my childhood experiences. When you're cut from the church baseball team, the junior high basketball team, those are not exactly stepping stones towards greatness. And so Coach Timmons had to work with me constantly. In fact, we would do workouts geared towards that, getting me to think on the positive side. And I think that's one thing that all runners, everyone goes through at some point, believing that it can actually happen to you. Most people don't succeed because they're afraid of the adventure and they're afraid of failure. Guess what? You're going to fail in something. It's a detour to success. Don't let it keep you from realizing the great potential and the great excitement that's out there.
How much did breaking the 4-minute mile, what did it take to do that? Were you, the first time you started thinking about it, were you at 4:20, 4:10, 4:05, 4:02? What was it where you went, okay, I can do this?
It was after a race in Kansas City, the Washington Relays. We were riding the school bus from Kansas City back to Wichita. Coach Timmons always saved a seat up in front of the bus, calling each one of us up to talk about our event and challenge us with new, things to do. And so my turn, I got up and I'd run 4:21, and he said, I think you can run faster. And, of course, I'm thinking maybe 2 seconds on a good day. And then he said, I think you can be the school record holder. Well, I knew the school record was the national record at 4:08, and there's a long distance, a great distance from 4:21 to 4:08. And then he said, I think you can be the first high school boy to run under 4 minutes. This is when I'm a junior in high school. And I'm so glad my parents taught me respect, because I went back to the back of the bus, sat in my seat, and I thought, how is this possible? And what he was going to do was to transform me, this tall, skinny, 145-pound kid that had to learn how to work hard, into a world-class runner. It took time, and he was very patient. And again, one of the obstacles was getting me to believe that it could happen, but it was an implant, if you will, in April 1964, and it was realized 14 months later, June of 1964. I'm sorry, there was 1963 was the opportunity, but it was a year later that it actually happened. So it took some time, and it was a wonderful coach who, even though I had a lot of negative thoughts and wasn't a great worker in the beginning, molded me into the runner that I eventually became.
Wow. So that's pretty honest. You weren't a great worker when you first got going?
Oh, not at all. In fact, when you think about what we were doing, I was going from zero running to, within the first year, 60 miles a week, into the second year, over 100 miles a week. By the time I'm a senior in high school, 110 miles a week, which, by the way, is too much. But on the other hand, that's what was going on at that time, and it worked well for me. So it was an enormous change. I had to learn how to. In fact, in high school, I took 2 study halls, one to study in, the other to sleep in, so I could be rested up enough to train in the afternoon. So it was a very different experience, a wonderful experience, and that's what we talk to about the runners that come to the Ryan Running Camp. You have a great opportunity. Don't miss it. Don't be afraid of the adventure, and don't be afraid of failure. Again, we all fail at something, but fail at something you enjoy, and you're going to have some great success in the years ahead.
When you see all the science that there is in sports now, running as well, I mean, the technology that goes into the shoes, the ability to measure everything seemingly in health and get real-time information, how much does that help today's athlete? How much could that have helped you when you were at your peak and competing in the Olympics?
Well, let me say this is a little self-serving. That's one of the reasons we do the camp. We bring all that together in a week. The science would have been very helpful, but one of the things that you have to learn in all of this is science is helpful, but there are times that you have to take the watch off, set some of that aside, and run on instinct and on ability. I know I've talked to some runners who have decided, as they know more and more, that there are times where they just simply have to take the watch off and run, and all of a sudden the experience becomes even more vibrant and the rewards are even greater. So the science, there's no doubt about it, better. We know how to eat much better. The shoes are better. The tracks are better. My track in those days was basically a chewed-up cinder track. Today you have these wonderful synthetic surfaces that are very fast. So the surfaces in the shoes are enormously different than what it was, say, 60 years ago.
Yeah, that is a lot of things that have gone on to make the athletes as fast as they are today. And, I love the part, though. Sometimes you got to just take the watch off. Right? Like just go by feel. We're talking with Jim Ryan, one of the great distance runners in the history of this country, one of the great distance runners, period. Running Lane Kansas City Relays, they're coming up April 17th and 18th. You can get more information by going to kansascityrelays.com. And you've heard Jim talk about his Ryan Running Camps, ryanrunning.com, to get more information on that. If you had one tip, besides, hey, get out there and compete in this meet, but one tip that you would give a young person, that's maybe starting to get interest in distance running, and you would say, hey, do this. What's the one tip you would give them to try to inspire them or move them forward?
I'll give you a couple. One, okay. I've said it already. Don't be afraid. Everybody has to go through it at some point. Realize that it takes time and patience to develop, but it is a wonderful experience that will last you a lifetime if you allow yourself to gradually grow and learn and become better. But, those are two important factors. It's an adventure. We talk about camp. We talk about goals, and one of the parts of goals is start small, build on that success. But it's the journey along the way, those experiences. One of the journal points I have in my journal is that, say, in 1965, when I was on the national team, we were competing against the Polish national team. We just competed against the Russian team. I was in Warsaw. I was a high school junior. And I thought, well, I'll take the race is over. I went out and ran in the city for about an hour, and I kept running by these buildings that had cannon holes in it from World War II. And you had that reminder that there was an enormous war that took place there just years before. So that's a part of my journal. Everyone has something they can write down that they read, years later they can reflect on. But as I look back on that, I realized that part of the adventure in life is experiencing, those moments and capturing them, writing them down, and so that you can have a chance to reflect on them later.
That's good advice. That's really good advice. We're talking to Jim Ryan again. The meet is coming up April 17th and 18th. Get more information by going to kansascityrelays.com. And again, I'll tell you, ryanrunning.com, RYUN running.com if you're interested in Jim Ryan's great running camps. And why wouldn't you be if you're a distance runner? Learn from one of the best that ever did it. Jim, we like to finish up with our final four, just four quickies. Couple words, maybe a sentence that comes to mind after I ask you the question. I'll start you with this. What's your favorite running or Olympic movie that you've seen? Do you have one that you're like, oh, wow, that captures the moment?
Oh, gosh, there's just, there's a bunch of them out there. I guess you could look at Prefontaine's race.
Yeah.
As one of those. It's a great moment. Billy Mills' race is also a great race. I can't remember the name. Running Brave, I think.
Yes.
Mills' race.
Yep.
Those are all wonderful racing events.
Yeah, I remember both those. Prefontaine was the one about Prefontaine and Running Brave. Billy Mills.
Chariots of Fire is another one.
Okay, good. Okay, thankfully. All right, good. Now I feel better because that's one that I love as well. All right, tell me, what is the best place that you went to in the Olympics? Did you have a favorite of your three stops?
My first stop, Tokyo, 1964, and the reason for that, it was, after the war, actually Japan, Tokyo was expected to host the Olympics, and then the war came along, and so this was the first opportunity in 1964, Japan, to host the Olympics, and they wanted to put their best foot forward and show the world that they were peace-loving people. And you could feel that warmth as you were competing in the competition. In fact, if I have a minute, I'll share this story.
Sure.
I found out late in the competition that you could purchase these commemorative coins from the Olympics. One that was gold, one was silver, there was bronze. They're very small. You had to show your Olympic emblem and also your passport. I went to the bank to purchase those pieces, those particular memorabilia, and it turns out that the bank, I had to have one piece of my information I didn't have with me. And so the bank teller went back and said, well, why don't you come back in a couple of hours after you go to the village and get everything and come back? And I thought, well, it's going to be closed. She said, we'll stay open for you. Oh. So I went back to the village, went back to the bank, knocked on the back of the door, and not only did they open the bank up for me, I'm just a lonely U.S. kid at this point after banking hours, but the bank president came forward and sold me the coins. I have them as part of my, if you will, memory, but it was a reminder of how much the people of Japan wanted to put forth their best foot to show people they were a kind and loving people.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is a great story. If there was another event you could have competed in, is there one? Maybe it's something that's the furthest, powerlifting, or maybe it's a different track and field event. But is there ever an event you looked at and went, you know what, I wish I could have competed in that?
I would love to have been a better golfer than I am. I have trouble. I keep it in the fairway, and that's just about it right now.
Okay, I'll take that one. And finally, you were awarded in 2020 the Medal of Freedom by President Trump. Where do you keep that? That's quite an honor.
Well, it's in our home, and in fact, it was interesting because yesterday I had a Google alert that came up on my Gmail, and I looked at it. I didn't realize I'm number 36 out of 45 in the history of all of the Presidential Medal of Freedom that are given to athletes. I mean, you've got great people in here: Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer. And I get to be a part of those. It's a tremendous honor. It's one of those moments in time which you thank God for the experience, but you realize that, wow, I'm not sure I really qualified, but here I am, and it's just a treasure to have.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Jim, hey, it's been great getting some time to talk with you. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for all that you do for running and competition and for young people having a chance to do that. And again, we'll remind people, ryanrunning.com if you want to go to Jim Ryan's running camps, RYUN running.com. And, of course, the meet coming up April 17th and 18th. It is the Running Lane Kansas City Relays, basically taking the place of the Kansas Relays. You can get more information by going to kansascityrelays.com. Jim, thanks so much for your time, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you on down the road.
Look forward to it. Thank you for this. Appreciate it.
It's time for the La Feta Italian Delicatessen End of the Hour question. Located on the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. La Feta Delicatessen. Bread made fresh each morning, coupled with the freshest ingredients and sauces created in-house for you each and every day.
All right, what is the lowest uniform number that is not retired by any major league team? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
That's right. There can be only one right answer. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you here. We are joined now by Peter Yates-Enoch and Todd Lebo. Time to play a little There Can Be Only One. There can be only one way to put a pair of headphones on properly.
Can you hear, Pete?
Well, not when you got a size 8.5 head.
Pete is struggling. Tighten it up top.
There you
go. There you go.
Are you tight?
There you go.
What happened to your
What happened
air
to-
traffic controller
They're
headphones?
buried in my back seat.
Feel free to talk into the mic. It is
I think
radio.
I'll bring those in next week.
Yeah, those are good.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're
Those are good.
Yeah.
How you boys doing? Trip went well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Went real well. Went real well. A lot of stuff got done. A lot of stuff got. You did. You go cut it, and you didn't cut it.
Yeah, we're all looking. It's all fun.
I didn't understand what was going on there for a second.
Can you hear, Pete?
No.
Now?
Nope.
Now?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There
Don't touch
we go.
anything.
Don't touch anything.
Not me.
Should test this before we started.
It's high-tech equipment. With this kind of high-tech equipment, you see why we banged it up at the combine, Pete.
Oh, you guys sounded good up there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It was good to be there. I think, we gathered a lot of stuff that I think more will seep out as we go.
Yeah.
Then it was like a shock and awe. Look at this avalanche of stuff.
Well, you
but
like the town, too. You say it's a good place to have
it is. It's a very good convention town. Everything's. I mean, you can almost walk anywhere downtown inside.
Yeah, inside.
So it was like 20 when we got there. So that was nice.
Well, they made their choice about the same time KC did of getting to be a better town, which Kansas City did too. But I think when they got the NCAA, things really started cooking for
But they're
them.
just, our problem here has been the problem for 60 or 70 or 80 years
State
is the
line.
fact that we have, the plaza is an area and Crown Center is an area and downtown is an area. Everything they have is just right there.
Yeah.
There's really nice hotels down in Crown Center and on the plaza but
this
the
town's
Intercontinental
sprawls.
was right there and the Hyatt was right there and the Marriott was right there and the all their things were
Yeah,
very
I don't
close.
know about that because I'd even say like Kansas City also has like Brookside and Waldo and
Yeah, it's really
all
spread.
these different but neat little neighborhood kind of areas. At
And
least Summit downtown.
They might have nice little areas, but like all of their
that's
big
what I don't know.
hotels-
Is it just because we don't know it?
I know this. Like if you look at a map in about 4 square blocks, the hotels that we have that spread from 47th Street to 9th Street are in one place there. The downtown Marriott and from the Intercontinental, they were 2 blocks apart there, and they're 40 blocks apart here.
I was telling Curtis when I saw that Christmas Addicts team play in 1955 with a guy named Oscar Robertson, and people in Indianapolis said, "Well, we won't have a champion that's an all-black team. You better get used to it, folks, because it's one of the best teams I've ever seen."
Well, they love their high school sports there.
Oh,
we were driving back. and
JMV was talking high school basketball half the
5
time.
o'clock hour, 6
Oh,
o'clock
man.
Talking
hour.
about high school, class 3 high school basketball
like
coach.
a table away
it's
from us.
huge
Yeah.
up there. And Christmas Addicts back in the day, I don't know what it's like now, but boy, with Oscar and that group, it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so good.
Are you ready to play There Can Be Only One?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do better than this than at our contest.
The way I saw that swing, tighten that thing on the mic, Todd, or that's going to be falling off in the middle of this process. Yeah.
Be gentle.
Yeah. No, it wasn't you. That's no one has. That was everyone who's come before you. Nobody has bothered to tighten that because these things will fall off.
And they don't know that I'm coming behind them.
They do not.
Muscle
No,
man's
they
coming
don't.
in here.
All right, let's get things started. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's time to get things started.
Who began last week? I think it was Pete, wasn't it?
I'll do
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Kyle, you are up. Where does Cole Reagans finish in the Cy Young voting? I bring this up. We had this question last year, and
I think some
we
of us
had
were too bullish.
we were all, as it turns out, too bullish because we had 2nd, 5th, 3rd, 10th, 5th, and 9th. And as we know, he did not.
DNP.
Yeah, DNP. So we'll start with you, Kyle. Where do you want to go?
Give me 6th.
6th. All right. I am going to say. I'm going to say 3rd. Kurtis.
8th.
Okay. Lebo.
How far does the voting go down?
10, I think.
10.
Maybe
I think it's a
maybe
bounce
anyone
back.
who gets votes.
Gets
I
a
don't
vote.
know.
Yeah, it could
Bounce back. Got to be better than last year. Got to stay healthy. 5th.
5th. Okay.
Which would be great.
It would be
It
great.
would be awesome.
That would be great.
He's
Pete?
been good.
Pitching staff's too good. A finish out of the running.
Out of the running. Okay. Right, there it is. No votes. You'd have been the winner this time. So, you've been the winner
Well,
last
I
year.
think he's a hell of a pitcher, but I mean they got some pretty good.
We
he's
were
got some
drunk
good
on
competition.
2024 last spring.
We were.
Yeah.
But he was incredible.
He
The
was.
little bit that he
is,
pitched
but, I
at
mean,
the end.
Man, they've got a good staff. So I mean, he's not going to be the only one getting votes.
All right, we've seemingly had a player that we could ask this question about a number of times. This year, is Trent McDuffie a Chief in 2026? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they get a trade done. Curtis?
No.
Could be in 26, and they franchise him, and he could get traded next year. But this is just, is he a Chief in 26? Curtis,
I'll say no.
You'll say no. Okay. Lebo.
But now, right now he's 26, so that would be kind of
Well,
cheeky of me to
the
say yes.
season. Oh,
No,
God.
I'm going to say
Is Trent McDuffie a Chief in the
football season.
Hang on. The
Regular season.
2026
There's always one of them.
entire
There can only be one.
regular
Okay.
football season.
As you complete the season with the Chiefs.
Well, that could be.
I'm going to say.
You could say no when he gets hurt. It'd still be accurate, but it's
because
the way you
because
worded
he
it.
because he shouldn't.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to help you here.
Because he shouldn't. The answer will be yes, he will be.
Okay. Yes. That takes us to Pete.
His staff, I mean, they've given away way too much talent. I say yes.
Yes, he will be. Okay. All right. Kyle.
I'm going to go no.
No. Yeah. All right. So the regs, we say he's going to get traded. You two.
I
nope,
think he
he's
should
gonna
be
here.
traded. But I just don't think they will.
But you don't think it's going to happen? Okay.
By the way,
Soren, you're the trade man. What would you get for him?
Second and a third?
I'd take it.
Yeah, I would in a minute. Yeah.
Especially if it was a team that wasn't like one of the really, really good teams. I don't want the second round pick 29. But I'd take it.
I want more picks. More than I want 24 or 26 or 28 one first round pick. I would want multiple picks. Can add up to the same value, but they need quantity of picks to throw numbers at a number of different situations. Yeah. So that's what I would.
But
want.
the roster's set.
If it's a team that's picking late in the rounds and I get a late second and a third, then great. Give me, and they've got give me a fifth and a sixth next year and a seventh the year after that. Just
give me
start
some stuff.
acquiring picks so that you can throw numbers at your situations. All right, Curtis, you get the lead on this. Probably should have been Kyle based on what it is. Let me do an edit here because it's not true or false. It's true or false. Flory Badunga will be a first-round pick in the NBA draft when he applies, whenever that is. Whether it's this year, next year, he will be a first-round pick. True or false?
True. I see him in the 24 to 27 range.
Lebo?
I'll say false.
False. Any reason why?
I don't think he shoots well enough.
Okay.
I mean, they like guys. Yeah, you'd be 7 feet tall and shoot, right? In the league these days,
it doesn't hurt.
They like that part. I don't think he's got that part.
Pete,
looking ahead, seeing what's coming out at that time, I think he's going to be. I think Curtis is right. I think it's going to be a high or a low draft choice, but I think he'll
sneak in
low
the first round.
Sneak in the first. Okay. Cal.
I'm going to go no.
Oh.
Ooh,
I'm with Kyle.
Where'd that come
Well,
from?
He's much shorter than the listed height. I think that's
He's
quite
only
obvious.
5'10". I was right.
What do you think he's going to measure?
6'7".
Yeah, 6'7", 6'8".
He's only got his arms are only like
Long as
22 inches long.
No, I will object to. His arms are long. His jump is fast.
Yeah.
The
guy said the other day on TV, he said that's Bill Russell.
He's
and
just
I said, oh, Soren's hating this one.
He's just lean and raw.
Yeah, he's raw. But I mean, man, can that guy block a shot?
He's springy, man.
He's very springy, and that's going to get him in the first round. You guys have lost your mind. He can cover everybody. So there's a spot for him. It's probably late in the first because that's the kind of or it's a team that's got multiple picks that's pretty good and goes, okay, defensively, we can put this guy in here, and he's going to be a problem. Or we'll stash him somewhere and try to develop a little bit more offense. Plus his free throws, to me, are showing that he's got more touch. Yeah. Someone's just got to figure out how to get it into his offensive game.
He won't be going coast to coast in the pros like he does now.
No,
that's not going to happen.
Probably not. All right. In June of 23, I asked this as though there can be only one. And we'll review where we were then
world,
after you guess.
I was so much younger.
Salvador Perez career home run total will be what?
Oh, boy.
Is that to me?
I went first last time. So
Oh, you did?
that
So
for
it's to
me.
Lebo.
300. What's he at right now? 300?
303 is where he's at right now.
346.
346. So he's got 43 home runs left. Pete.
340.
340. Okay. Kai.
About 350.
350. I've seen what we guessed before. That's probably a bit of an. It's not really an advantage, but
Say 600. Come on. They're moving the fences in, Petro. 600.
723.
3. Is he signed for this year and one more?
I think so. Yeah.
The 2 years replaced the old 1 year.
1 year, yeah.
355. Curtis.
339.
339. Okay. In June of 23.
3 years ago.
I had 318. Curtis had 305.
Wow.
Adam had 300. And somebody was in for Pete. Happy Ending.
Oh, God.
The intern
there you go.
had
Yeah.
338.
Yeah, that's looking the best right now.
So, yeah, that is looking the best right now.
Curtis, if it ends at 305, this has been a bad sign.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, if you get it right.
So that was before he had the year 24, he had the bunch, right?
No, 23.
Is that the middle of 23 when he ended up with a big number? Yeah.
22 he had.
Yeah,
he
we're
had
in the
48.
midst of that.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of that.
Yeah, like what's it going to be?
All right, how many more seasons does Andy Reid coach for the Kansas City Chiefs? We did this one in 24. I'll tell you what we had in 24 here in a minute.
Who's up?
Who's after you?
Pete.
Give him 3 more years.
3 more, so
26, 27, 28, 29 gone.
After
28.
28.
Uh-huh.
Okay. After I'm gonna put after 28. Okay, Kyle.
I'm going to go 2030.
After
29.
After 29. Okay. I will take. This is a big year.
Mm-hmm.
It could be at the end of this year. If it's 4 or 5 wins again.
The QB has a
4,
good
5,
year,
6 wins.
he'll stay. I mean, stay for a while.
I'm gonna say after 27. Curtis.
Same.
Am I going to be the one that says he gets fired in the middle of a year? He's not going to get fired.
You can make.
You were the only one who had the U.S. winning the gold in the men's.
I
hockey.
did have
well
only
done.
one. I like 27. 2 more years feels about right for it. I know he wants to go back to the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to do that this year. There's a lot of work to do. I'm just going to stick with you guys and say 27.
After 27?
Yeah.
Okay, after 27. On February 15th of 24, we had. So
this
that was
coming off the Super Bowl parade.
Right.
This was like 2 days after the parade.
Yeah, this was coming off the parade and going into the next year, they would lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I at that time said 4. So
more.
now 2 years later, I'm saying 2. Okay. So I'm saying the same thing. Curtis said 4. So you're saying the same thing. Lebo said 5.
Okay.
So you've now shortened the clock on him.
I'm down 1.
Pete said 5. Which, what did you say this time? You said
3. So he's gone one more.
Yeah, going one more. And then, of course, it was Adam. And Adam said he lives forever.
Forever, never. It's never.
Well,
stopped.
as long as the QB's
no,
there.
Adam had 5 years, so he had 3 more.
3 more
back then. So that's where we were.
We're in the ballpark.
I think we're all feeling about the same thing. All right, where will Mizzou's record be in their last 3 regular season games? They play at Mississippi State, they play at Oklahoma, and they're home for Arkansas. What does Mizzou do in their last 3 games? The symmetry of Curtis having to go first on the KU question, Kyle, you going first on the Mizzou question. Noted Mizzou hater. What do you got?
Give me 2-1.
2-1.
Easy games against Mississippi State and the Sooners.
just when you start to get on board with them, they crap themselves.
I know.
When you're like, no, I can't do it against Tennessee, they get it, and you get some, snide little comment from some Mizzou fan. No, you'd pick against Missouri.
Which they probably did too, but
I just feel like everybody's going to go 2-1 with that schedule. I think they'll go 2-1, but they'll beat Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
They're going to lose one of these 2 road games. 2-1. I'm going to begin it with win versus Arkansas.
Bonus points.
Get some bonus points there. Kurtis.
I'll say 2-1 as well. And I kind of feel what you're talking about. I think this Saturday looks good. I could see him dropping one at OU and then turning it around.
Beating Arkansas. Lebo?
1 and 2. I'll be the one.
Ooh.
Todrick.
Todd's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I mean, Oklahoma is a team that can beat them at home.
Why must you hate Todd?
And I don't think Arkansas is a good matchup for them.
The hatred. Where does it come from?
With you?
I love Missouri.
You were born there.
Live there.
Live there. You were born there.
I love him. But they just won't do what they're supposed to do. And they should win maybe all 3 of them. But I would be shocked if they win all 3.
Ken Pom gives them 50% against Mississippi State, like 39 or something against. I was looking at this yesterday. Yeah,
and then a little less than 50 against Arkansas, or about 50.
A little less than 50. Let me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound like 2-1 to me.
Well, no, Todd.
Okay.
Hey, listen, it's not like they killed Oklahoma at Mizzou Arena.
They did not.
Miraculous.
They destroyed them at those.
By the way, can I just? I'll take just a moment again to say thanks so much, Ken Pom, for making me log in every time. They're now to 51% against Mississippi State.
Okay.
38% at Oklahoma and 34%
against
at home against Arkansas. I think that's wrong on the 34%. Pete?
2-1, lost to Arkansas at home, upset at Oklahoma.
Okay.
Well, they might be favored.
Yeah,
they just ain't going to win the game.
So wait a minute. You said
they can't string together
2-1.
straight.
He means upset win at Oklahoma.
Oh, upset win.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then let's go back to the Royals. Who catches the most games for the Royals in 2026? Salvador Perez, Carter Jensen. You can name me somebody else. I was first. No, Kyle was. It's me.
Yeah, it's you.
It's me. Carter Jensen. Passing of the torch. He's left-handed. He's got to be in there against more pitchers. I think this is the passing of the torch. I'm just going against Salvy's old.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the math is with Carter Jensen. Curtis?
Yes, Carter Jensen.
Okay. Now he's got to prove he can catch.
Yeah.
But which he theoretically did for a short stint last year.
I'm going
Todd?
to take Salvy by a hair. I mean, ever so close.
That's the one. That's the part that I was thinking I'd go Salvador Perez.
Because if there's a third guy who
I think
gets
if he
a
doesn't
few-
get hurt, it's Salvador Perez.
Yeah.
Because that's what Salvy wants, and they're not going to strip him of that.
Hey, listen, they've talked him down quite a bit. He has not caught way less in games than he wants to.
Caught 92 last year.
Yeah, I think it'll be some similar-ish number, 85, 90, you know.
Okay. Pete?
90 puts him in the Hall of Fame, doesn't it? Because he has to catch this year and catch, I'd say, more than Jensen because he wants that Hall of Fame bid.
Does help getting the stats as a catcher is better than getting him as a DH.
I think he's got one more year. I think he wants to play catcher.
Yeah.
Well,
he definitely does. Yeah.
Well,
every
I know it,
day.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, and you know, I mean, they're going to lay. He's an institution. They're not going to say no.
All right. Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going to go Salvy by a hair.
Salvy by a hair.
Smidge.
Okay. All right.
Yoda.
Just only Curtis and I pay attention.
We'll see about that.
Seems to be.
How many did we have this one a couple years ago? Hold on, I didn't make a note on if we had this one. Yeah, we did. On February 15th of 24, let me put that on here so I can link it. We asked the question, how many more Super Bowls will Patrick Mahomes win? February of 24, he had the
Just
same
one.
number that he has right now. So this is a bit of a pulse check on what we did before. Who's first on this one?
Me.
Curtis, what do you got?
One.
One more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lebo.
I'll say 2. I mean, it seems insane to sit there and say, "Oh, sure, you'll win 2 more," but I'll say 2.
Pete?
I'll say 2, and with a lean toward 3.
Oh,
2 more.
Dang.
Yeah.
2 plus.
Note lean.
He's 15, still pretty damn good.
Okay. Cal.
Just to be different, I'll go 3.
Oh,
3.
Petro,
9.
0.
The math is actually would probably be 0.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't expect someone to.
He's
just
on
go
a
win
losing
football.
team with a 68-year-old coach right
Yeah,
now.
That's right.
I mean, we don't think of it that way, but no, he's going to win 2 more.
There you go.
2 more.
You couldn't do it. What did we say in 14?
Come on.
So in 24,
Or 24.
it was I had him for 4 more.
4 more, so you're down.
I had
some.
7 total. I asked it as a total.
Yeah.
Kurtis had him for 3 more. Lebo, you had him for 2 more.
I'm staying the same.
Staying the same. Pete had him for 3 more.
He's staying the same.
So he's nice. Now
But
he went
he's
to
a
2.
lean. He's a
but
lean
still
down,
leaning
yeah.
towards getting back there. And Adam had him for 5.
5 more? Or
5
just,
more.
Wow.
No, he had
Okay,
him for
5
5 total.
five
He had
total.
him for 2
2
more.
more.
He had him for 2 more. So
Dang.
you and I fell off.
Yeah.
I answered mine on the ones that were callbacks before.
Yeah.
I did them when I wrote it.
Right.
I didn't want to like have the advantage at the
Right,
end.
right.
So I did it and then look back as to what it was. So all right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, play a little Stump the Chumps.
I got some questions for Pete.
Do you?
No.
I do too, actually.
Great Pete questions.
I got one for
I've got
Curtis
some
too.
good. I've got some good Pete
I'm
questions.
feeding Curtis. I've been feeding you for months now. I'm not feeding you today.
What are you
You'll
talking
do well.
about?
You'll do well.
What are you talking about?
You'll do well. But Curtis is going to ace one of these, I think.
Sweet.
You
Maybe.
can get a free oil change from Big O Tires if you provide us with a final Chumps question. Send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com if we use it. You will be getting a free oil change with Big O Tires, the team you trust, 13 locations around the metro. Did you know that they will pick you up? They will drop you off. That's right, they sure will. They make it super, super easy. Get to Big O Tires today. You can always trust Big O Tires. And now through March 15th, save up to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Plus, get ready for spring driving with expert service on brakes, alignments, oil changes, and more at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The program with Soren Petro.
Stab it in the throat!
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You know, it's getting repetitive, but for a good reason, because the Mavericks are still the hottest team in the ECHL. That's right. First place in the ECHL. The Mavs won last night 4-3 over the Allen Americans. The orange lights were on the building. We saw them as we drove into town, making it 12 straight victories, 12 straight, and 26 of their last 27. You heard me right, 26 of 27. The Mavs continue against the Allen Americans this Friday and Saturday night at Cable Dome Arena. It's the perfect time for first-time fans to experience Mavericks hockey. See future stars of the game as the Mavericks focus on a Kelly Cup, affordable, high-energy, family-friendly entertainment. That's what you get. You know parking's always free over there at Cable Dome Arena, so what are you waiting for? Get your tickets right now. Go to kcmavericks.com. That's kcmavericks.com or call 816-252-7825. That's 816-252-7825. They won last night. They've won 12 straight and 26 of 27 games, and they're barreling towards a return to the Kelly Cup, to the finals. Let's go. Get loud, Orange Army. Get your tickets now at kcmavericks.com.
Sports Radio 810 WHB's live coverage from the NFL Combine is brought to you by Ready Services, providing expert plumbing, drain cleaning, cooling, and heating solutions since 1957. ReadyServices.com. By Discover Vision Center. If your vision is giving you trouble and you're not a fit for LASIK, Discover Vision Centers can help. Find out more at discovervision.com/810sports. And by Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. If you want the most value for your trade-in, visit robertsrobinson.com and see for yourself why they just make it easy.
Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 windows.
Webster defines trivia as bits of information that are of little value. Webster never played Stump the Chumps. A Kansas City institution for a quarter century. Stump the Chumps. And here they are, Soren Petro, Pete Enoch, Todd Lebo, and Kurtis Seaboldt.
That's right, brought to you by our friends at Big O Tires, the team you trust with 13 locations around the metro. We will hook you up with an oil change at Big O Tires if you provide a final Chumps question to Kyle. Kyle at 810WHB.com. Email it to him. If young Kyle uses it, then you are getting a free oil change. 13 locally owned and operated metro locations. Free shuttle for drop-off and pickup. Visit BigOTires.com. Find your location. Schedule an appointment right now. As I said, now through March 15th. Save up to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 tires at Big O Tires, the team you trust. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes.
All right.
How many?
This one has 16.
16.
Sweet.
16
And you wonder how this guy right here comes in here ready to eat.
Oh, I got
Well,
70 answers maybe.
You know, he's you know, it's just whatever with Todd.
He's greedy.
I had to listen to Todd all the way to and all the way back from Indianapolis.
Just jabbering.
So, you know, just jabber. You know, he told me about 4 of the types of stories he just told you guys here during the break, too.
Longer versions.
Longer versions. We had the time, you know.
Yeah, time.
Well, at least he's got the guts to go with you. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't go across the street in a car with you anymore. Because I did that at one time, and
one time. You do something one time, and then like the legend never dies.
Never dies.
I've never seen a guy drive that fast.
You drive down one sidewalk.
Yeah, I know it.
All right, enough.
All right, let's
go. Let's get busy.
16 answers. Doing the flip side of what I did last week.
I have no idea what.
That's good because I'm like, one of these times you guys are going to study. I need to do these back to back in the same week.
Right.
So you don't go do it. So I'm looking for you to name me any one of the 16 career rushing leaders for the NFC franchises. So 16 NFC franchises.
Lebo.
Any one of their career rushing leaders. Right? So, like, for the Chiefs, it would be Jamal Charles.
I said,
but this is not AFC. This is NFC only.
Emmett Smith.
I heard Pete first.
No.
Emmett Smith.
Lebo is first. Emmett Smith. Sure, he is the Cowboys leader at that. Kurtis.
Oh, darn it. Now I got to... Deuce McAllister.
God, no. You're totally wrong on that one.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders is there. That's number 2. Pete, you're up next.
For his Giants?
Who?
Barkley?
No, he is not. Come on, Pete. There's a guy you better call.
John Riggins.
Thank you. There you go. John Riggins is the Commanders' leading rusher still. Curtis.
Tiki Barber.
Tiki Barber is the Giants. He's got over 10,000 in a Giants uniform. How about this? Go Big Red. There's a Husker.
Lebo. Go ahead,
Pete.
Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson is not. He did not get it done there. You said Lebo.
Mike Rozier.
Curtis.
Mike Rozier, no. Curtis.
Roger Craig.
No. So Go Big Red. Curtis.
Amon Green.
Amon Green with the Green Bay Packers would be the Husker that I was looking for.
Curtis.
Yes. Curtis.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. Head out of ass, people. Let's go is the Bears. Obviously at 16,000.
Enoch.
Yes.
Curtis.
Gore.
Who? Frank Gore?
No.
Yeah, is the 49ers. Well done.
Stupid.
I was
trying to think of a buck. I was going to say James Wilder or somebody, but
okay.
I was
you did buzz in?
Adrian Peterson, yeah.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, yes. I was going to say, for God's sake, Todd. Did he get in? Did you get in on the
I'm certain I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd give it to him.
All right, there's 4. All right, the ones you did not get. LaShawn McCoy of the Eagles.
I almost said that. But
Jonathan Stewart of the Panthers.
Yeah, that was the guy.
James Wilder,
I was gonna
Missouri
say
Tiger for the
that,
Tampa
then
Bay
I started
Bucks.
getting scared.
Gerald Riggs for the Falcons. Alvin
Riggs.
Kamara, ever heard of him, for the Saints?
Oh, he's still there.
Sean Alexander for the Seahawks.
Almost said that,
Steven
too.
Jackson for the Rams.
Wow.
That's the one.
10,000 in a Rams uniform. And the Cardinals?
Larry Centers?
No.
Who?
Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson.
The Juice.
part 2.
Well, that's a good question, and
I
should
did
have
horrible
more
questions.
answers.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Terribly. Awful.
Hang on.
It was a good question, but damn, there were answers that was low lying.
I should have said
right
about
there.
3 of those. I was dumb. I deserve my fate.
Okay. What do you got, Kay?
All right, there are 19 answers here, and I usually go back to 67 when I talk about draft picks. I'm going to go back to 63 just to allow the entire Chiefs franchise history as the Chiefs. Top 10 draft picks for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Petro.
And draft picks.
Soren.
Joswiak.
Brian Joswiak, yes.
Petro.
Todrick.
Mahomes,
yes.
Okay, Petro. Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas.
Enoch.
Pete.
Joswiak.
I already said that.
Joswiak.
Oh,
I think I'm.
Yeah,
well, you can't do that. He's
Lebo than
mine.
me.
Todd Blackledge.
Todd Blackledge, yes.
Petro. Neil Smith.
Neil Smith, yes.
Lebo.
Petro.
Tyson Jackson.
Tyson Jackson.
Lebo.
Soren.
Glenn Dorsey.
Glenn
damn it.
Dorsey.
Petro. Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher, yes.
Enoch.
Lebo.
Pete.
Johnny Robinson.
No.
Petro.
There's some more guys,
Oh,
though.
damn. There you go.
Buck Buchanan, yes.
Lebo.
Todd.
Oh, Enoch.
What's
yeah.
the guy's name I was going to say? I thought of. Go on.
And
Another
Pete.
first rounder, Ed Buddy.
Ed Buddy.
along with
Yeah, good one, Pete.
Another for the older
There was
Chiefs.
the-
A couple more for the older Chiefs.
Petro Tyre?
No.
Lebo. Did
Todd.
Ethan Horton sneak in there bad?
No.
Nope. He's 15.
First rounder.
Or the schools.
How many more guys?
Let's
we got?
see. Baylor, USC,
Lebo.
Baylor.
Colorado State.
Gary Green.
Gary Green from Baylor.
Lebo.
Another Baylor guy. Go.
Eric Berry.
Eric Berry, yes. So USC, Colorado State, Minnesota.
Oh, Colorado
Lebo.
State.
Petro.
Yeah, Mike Bell.
Mike Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Petro. Art Still.
Yeah.
Art Still from Kentucky,
Good
yes.
job.
North Carolina, Pitt, Minnesota, USC, and Baylor.
Petro. Bill Moss.
Damn it.
Bill Moss.
Billy Bob.
Oh, Sid Smith.
Nope. Minnesota
Petro.
Lebo.
from mid-60s.
Bobby Bell.
Bobby
Wait a
Bell.
No, I buzzed it.
Wait a minute.
Let's
What,
have it.
Bell didn't get
Curtis,
it.
Sid
you want
Smith was a
strike,
first
strike
round
you.
draft choice.
Yeah, but he wasn't numbered top 10.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Who's the UNC guy?
Ryan Sims.
Oh boy,
Ryan
he's so
Sims.
good.
God, how do we not remember him?
'Cause he was no good.
And was Willie Scott
He
the top 10?
he was 11,
Anthony
I think.
Hancock, did he get up that high?
I think they were both
Tennessee.
11
Okay.
or 15. They were in the teens.
Okay.
The two others you missed from USC, Pete Beathard, and from Minnesota in 1966, Aaron Brown.
Aaron
Oh,
Brown. Oh, man. Man, oh, man.
Good
This
question.
is
I like
Curtis's
that.
question. Okay, but everyone can answer. We always talk about the tournament failures for Missouri.
We do.
Right? But let's talk about the good times. Just tell me someone who Missouri has beaten in the NCAA tournament.
Petro.
Petro?
Syracuse.
Correct.
Memphis.
Curtis? Memphis, correct.
Curtis.
Curtis?
Miami.
Yes. Just start naming schools, Pete. It's all right.
Well, I can.
Just
I mean,
name them.
there's-
Name any college.
well, they didn't
Get a
beat
strike.
anybody.
No, they got. There's some on here.
Curtis.
Curtis?
Georgia?
Yes.
Bellarmine.
No, Pete. Don't be funny. Come on, say a real
I'm
school.
not funny.
Let's
Bellarmine.
see.
Yeah, you make fun
Curtis.
of them. They
Yeah.
don't
Did
like
I say
you
Memphis
either.
already?
You did say
Okay.
Memphis.
never
Strike him. He said it
Petro.
twice.
Cincinnati?
They have not beaten Cincinnati.
Knew they played them. Who the hell have they beat?
Who did Dennis Gates beat? Come on, Curtis was just a few
I know.
years ago.
I know. Yeah, you think I remember that.
This is embarrassing for Curtis.
It is. It is.
He's
no,
got
no
three.
pressure though, big boy.
Just name some schools.
already
There's some
did.
schools that are in today's
Petro.
Big 12.
Belmont.
Duke.
No, don't be funny. No Belmont. Here's a hint. There's a couple that are in today's Big 12, but weren't Big 12 teams when Missouri beat them. So that gives you a little a short list.
Okay.
Arizona.
No. That would fit the bill.
The first round ones are escaping me.
But weren't Petro, West Virginia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, you just use the clues.
I can't remember any of the first or second round wins.
There's more like that.
One more. All right, 1944, they beat Pepperdine. They beat Washington and Texas Tech in 76. San Jose State, Notre Dame, Marquette, Creighton, Texas, Navy, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA, Southern Illinois, Cornell, Marquette, Clemson, Utah
Hell,
State.
they're
embarrassing.
They're domineering.
That is terrible for you.
Yeah, as you were popping those off, I was like, yeah, I remember what the years they were back then.
I
couldn't
know they
shake 'em
had
loose,
that
man.
many victories.
Navy and Ohio
Syracuse
State.
was when you were in school.
Ohio
right?
State was in.
It was I was out. I watched it at the Trump Castle in Atlantic City. We lost in overtime. No, they didn't have
Fort
sports
went
betting.
bankrupt.
Oh, sure, that's gone.
Yeah, and then got demolished. Yes, but
All right,
yeah.
Pete.
All right, men. Olympics coming up. Winter Olympics gone. Name the school, or pardon me, the countries that have participated in every Summer Olympics since the dawn of
Every summer, just summer.
Okay. Summer Olympics.
Okay.
There are 1,
Petro.
2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Oh, no, hang on. I rescind.
You rescind the boycott.
Yeah.
Lebo.
Petro. Come on, Todd. Hurry up.
Greece.
1. You got it.
Curtis.
England or
2.
Britain.
You got it.
Curtis. France.
3. God, you guys are killing it.
Petro. Germany.
Nope.
Lebo, Spain.
Nope.
Petro, Australia.
That's another one. Boy,
Nice.
you guys are
4 out of 5.
killing this one.
The
other one you wouldn't think of as a Summer Olympic country.
Curtis. Sweden?
No.
No.
But close.
You thought about it.
Norway.
Curtis.
No,
Oh.
close.
Petro.
Finland.
Denmark.
Close. I already said, nope, close. Close. Sweden.
Lebo, Netherlands. Holland.
Is Switzerland Sweden?
No.
Petro,
That's
Switzerland.
Don't give me those points.
Is Switzerland Sweden?
Do I get that point or not?
Sure, let him have it. It's your show.
That
Come
is not a
on.
question I thought I'd ever hear.
Is Switzerland Sweden?
I didn't know. I mean, I
Yes,
knew. but-
Sweden. You know, the Swiss.
Yeah.
The Swedishians.
Well, they both have cheeses. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a telltale sign. All right, as we turn at the halfway mark, 400 for Pete, 800 for Curtis, 900 for Todd,
You have 11 or 12 or something?
1,200 for me.
1,200.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
14 answers on the board.
14, Pete.
There are
We got
14 answers. All right. I just want the players, not the number of seasons, because one guy's done it 5 times, one guy's done it 4. But I want you to name any of the 14 players in NFL history to throw for 35 or more touchdowns at or after the age of 31.
Lebo.
What Mahomes is going to be entering in now. We're going to go Lebo, Pete, Curtis.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is 1.
Lebo.
We go to
Pete.
Pete.
Wait a minute. I just had that guy.
31 or older,
Y.A.
35 TDs. Y.A. Tittle is on that list. He was 36. Good job. Pete Curtis and then Todd.
Dan Fouts.
Dan Fouts is not on that list. Strike that man.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees did it
Lebo.
4 times. Lebo,
Just
back
for the
to
hell of it,
Lebo.
easy.
Stafford.
Matt Stafford, 46 this
Lebo.
year. You bet. He just joined the club this year. Did anyone else buzz in? Back to Todd?
No, I buzzed in.
Okay.
But I don't think it's right. George Blanda.
George Blanda did it.
Oh,
He had
nice.
36 at the age
His
of
was the
34.
record,
Todd?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers did it 4
Randy.
times.
Good job.
As a matter of fact,
Lebo.
put him on that
brutal.
list. Back to Todd.
Seems like garbage Matt Ryan would have done.
Matt Ryan did it
Lebo.
twice.
Curtis.
Lebo and then Curtis.
Phil Rivers.
Phil Rivers did not make this list. Curtis.
Warren Moon.
Warren Moon did not make this list.
I'm out.
Lebo. It was Randall Cunningham. Was probably old when he had the big
Randall
ear.
Cunningham didn't do it.
Do it.
There's a Notre Damer, a Golden Domer.
Lebo.
There's
Oh,
Spartan. Yeah, go ahead. Anybody? Lebo?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is the Spartan. Yes,
Lebo,
well
Joe
done.
Montana.
Joe Montana did not do it. You got to be getting
I have
close.
2 strikes.
Okay. All right.
Who's the Notre Damer?
The Notre Damer is Steve Berline.
Oh, man.
36 for
I'd
the
already
Carolina
struck out, but
Panthers.
That's dirty pool.
You also didn't get Carson Palmer, Russell Wilson, who had 40
Let's
at age
ride.
32.
Let's ride.
Steve Young, who did it twice.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And the couple of obscure guys go by the name Manning.
Oh, both of them.
Eli and
And-
Peyton. Peyton did it 4 times. Eli did it once.
Cooper Manning.
Eli only played 2 years.
Well, he did.
Not
but
true.
He did.
He only made the playoffs 2 years.
He made the stat though.
So
He didn't have to play long to do this.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. 5
Did
for
okay.
Todd, 2 for Pete, for Curtis.
Big,
But you did strike out
goose egg.
swinging. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, CC Sabathia is the 25th player to have his uniform number retired by the Yankees. I want to know any one of the other 24 players.
Petro.
Soren.
Yeah.
Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Enoch.
Pete.
Mantle.
Petro.
Well,
Hang
I
on,
think
hang
I'm
on.
in.
Enoch.
I don't. It's
Todd
Todd.
next. Ruth, yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
what-
Enoch.
Who?
I think it's Pete, then you,
DiMaggio.
then
Yeah, DiMaggio.
Okay. Pete?
Yes, Barra.
Pete
got Barra.
Yeah.
Pete got Barra. Okay.
Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig, yes.
Lebo.
Petro.
Who?
It's
Todd, Pete,
Dickey,
me.
and Yogi Berra for 8.
Dickey, yeah. It's different players.
Different
so
players, okay.
the fact is, Pete.
So wait, which one are you taking?
He already took Barra, so he took
so you're
Dickey.
saying Dickey.
yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay. So Pete, then me.
Because that
Allie
makes sense to have
Reynolds.
2.
No.
Whitey Ford.
I was going to say
Whitey Ford, yes.
Lebo,
Todd.
we said someone said Mickey Mantle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Petro.
Joe DiMaggio then.
I said
Already
him.
done.
Okay. I got Lebo.
Bernie Williams.
Yes.
Roger
Todd.
Maris.
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera and Maris. Yes, you got them both. You both got it. So we're all caught up.
Lebo.
Enoch.
You said Bernie. I can't.
Casey Stengel.
Stengel. Yes, 37.
No,
right.
you said player.
No, I said any.
Oh, okay.
Lebo.
Yeah.
Then
his
I say
numbers
Joe
start.
Torre.
Okay.
Posada?
Torre. We'll count Torre
Enoch.
as well, and Posada.
Okay.
Okay, so Torre counts as
Crosetti?
well. Nope.
Who knows what we got there? Someone check the tape.
I've got 5 for me, 5 for Todd, 4 for Pete.
That smells about
Make
right.
sure 5, 6,
Is
7, 8.
that how many you
9,
got?
10.
14.
Yes,
Was Tony Lazzari on that list?
he was not.
Dang.
In alphabetical order: Ron Guidry,
Ah.
Elston Howard, Reggie
Don Mattingly
Reggie
too.
Jackson.
but-
Reggie Jackson, Billy Martin, Don Mattingly, Thurman Munson, Paul O'Neill, Andy Pettit, Phil Rizzuto, and the one guy who didn't play for the Yankees, Jackie Robinson.
Oh, damn.
We should have got every one of
Every
those.
one of them. I
Damn it.
agree.
Yeah, we didn't have time.
All right, Todd, what do you got?
Okay, listen up. Here we go. Final Four's coming up. I wanted to stay away from things we might repeat here. I want you to name me any non-NFL venue that has hosted the Final Four.
Petro.
Petro.
Oh, wait.
Enoch.
Non-NFL.
NFL,
Okay,
yeah.
Petro. Kemper Arena.
Non-NFL.
Kemper Arena, yes.
Enoch.
Lebo.
Petro.
Northwestern University.
That's. I'll give you that. There's okay.
Yeah, that
They-
counts.
Yeah,
Petro.
but there's.
Well, don't sit
No, that's
there
right.
and
No,
hee-haw.
which one? You're right. Give me the
That's
point.
first one, 1940.
Okay.
Okay, Petro, the Municipal Auditorium.
Curtis.
Correct.
McNichols Arena.
Correct.
Enoch.
Petro.
Curtis.
Pete.
Then me.
Cal Palace.
Correct.
The
Petro.
Pit in Albuquerque.
Correct.
Curtis.
Yep.
Brendan Burton Arena, the Meadowlands,
Yes.
what are you going to call it? Curtis.
Curtis.
Rupp Arena.
Petro.
Rep. Yes.
Curtis.
Oh.
The
Enoch,
Spectrum.
Yes.
Oh,
Curtis.
God. No.
Petro.
Keep coming. Come on,
No,
buddy.
I had Indianapolis. No.
Go ahead, Curtis, and me.
Reunion Arena.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's there. Madison Square Garden had it.
I'm going
stuck
to
in
give
there
you,
once.
because you said it out loud, Market Square Arena did host it in
Okay.
Indianapolis. I'm giving you that, Pete, because I love you.
Thanks, Tom.
Did I get Madison
Yeah.
Square Garden?
Yes.
Okay.
Curtis.
Yes, correct.
LA Sports Arena.
Yes.
Petro. I think Jersey.
You already said that one.
Oh, you did.
Middle
Brendan
Okay.
Burton
Then,
Arena, Meadowlands.
then I'll try the Forum. In Inglewood, Lakers' old home.
No, the Forum did not host. Okay. The LA Sports Arena hosted. The Clippers played. Okay.
Curtis. Omni.
The Omni
Oh,
hosted.
damn, that's right.
Where was the most watched game in the history of college basketball?
Curtis. Well, you said non-NFL, so I can't say Astrodome.
No. I'm not talking about
say
the
Houston.
most watched Final Four ever. The two biggest stars ever played each
What?
other.
Magic
Put it on the
and-
map.
Yeah, I don't
Magic
remember
who?
where that
Magic.
was.
Curtis will know. Look at his brain
Magic
working.
and
Curtis. Huntsman Arena.
There we go. He got it in.
Where is Huntsman?
Huntsman.
Salt Lake
Utah.
City.
Utah.
All right,
okay.
so the reason there's actually two at Northwestern. Their
So then
first
Pete
one,
gets another
he
point.
should get two, but I mean, I wanted him to say Patton Gymnasium and then
I did say
McGraw.
Patton.
I know, but there were two of them. You could have said another one. They hosted it again in a different building.
Okay.
We didn't get the Heck Edmondson Pavilion in Seattle, Williams
Heck.
Arena in Minneapolis. Freedom Hall hosted several in Louisville. The 1 year Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Cole Fieldhouse hosted a couple. The Checker Dome in St. Louis. Greensboro hosted it. San Diego Sports Arena. We did not get Charlotte Coliseum, and the Alamo Dome is not an NFL arena.
Oh,
and Tropicana
nice.
Field is not.
Tropicana
There we
Field.
go.
Yeah, we should have got that.
I like that one.
Charlotte.
All
was
right, Pete, what do you
94.
got?
Okay, my dog gave me this question. So
All right.
I'm not in any way, shape, or form taking credit for this question, but
Okay.
I've got to ask it. Jerry Glanville's list for tickets at will call.
Petro.
Lebo.
Elvis.
Where's one?
Okay. Johnny Cash.
No. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Curtis.
Petro.
or more.
DB Cooper.
Nope.
Amelia Earhart.
Nope.
John Gotti.
Nope.
Who's the other guy?
One other overrated actor and a rock and
Petro,
roll
James
legend.
Dean.
Gotcha. There's one.
I got 2 Pete's.
You got 2 of them, and we got
The
3
game's
left.
over. You just win.
One lady with
it's
just
over.
a marvelous body, huh?
It's over.
Marilyn Monroe.
Buddy Holly, Lonnie Anderson,
Lonnie.
and the Phantom of the Opera.
No.
Really?
And no one
I
ever
hate
picked
that
up a
question, but
ticket.
I had to ask it.
I love it. I
Tell
think
your
it's
dog
great.
thank you.
Pete has 1,400.
Oh, God.
Todd has 8, 9, 14, 1,900.
Man.
Kurtis has 4, 7, 8, 1,500. And I have 5, 10, 15, 19, 22,
million.
2,400.
It's a race, Pete.
It's a race.
I'm always pulling up the rear, too.
You just whine
But
too
you
much.
can win from
Our
that.
category,
Your category, Major League Baseball, 20-game winners.
20-game winners is our category.
Jack Chesbro.
You could be getting a free oil change from the guys we trust, Big O Tires. If you give us a Chumps question, send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com. We'll get you an oil change at Big O Tires. Get ready for spring driving with expert service on brakes, alignments, oil changes, and more with convenient financing options available to fit any budget. Ask about the Healthy Car Special. $39.95 includes oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, and more for just $39.95. It's at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The program with Soren Petro.
Did you Google it?
I did.
What does it say?
The testicles.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, Gann Asphalt and Concrete has got the concrete going in full swing right now. The paving is going to be starting up mid-March. Heck, it might already be going with this warm weather. Now's the time to get your property on the schedule with Gann Asphalt and Concrete. Whether you need new concrete work, a parking lot repave, crack filling, seal coating, or full asphalt installation, their experienced crews handle it all right here in Kansas City. They've been doing it for more than 30 years. Don't wait until the rush hits in April. Call today for a free bid and secure your spot before the calendar fills up. Get the process started today at GannAsphalt.com. Gann Asphalt and Concrete. You know them, one contractor, all things parking lot. And if you're looking for employment, Gann Asphalt and Concrete is hiring. They're looking for experienced asphalt and concrete paving foremen, operators, and laborers. If you're looking for a great place to work, right? If you're looking for a trusted company who offers top-of-the-market pay, company-provided insurance, PTO, and many more benefits, then go to GannAsphalt.com/careers. GannAsphalt.com, same website, then put on /careers. Find out more about Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lot.
Hey, I'm Brian Sight.
And I'm Zachary Sight. At Bobside Auto Group, relationships come first, and that's guided how we do business for generations.
As we kick off a brand new year, our family is proud to celebrate over 100 years of serving Kansas City and Lawrence, earning trust one customer at a time.
From Bobside Ford to Kia, Honda, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we've grown with our community while staying true to our values we started with: honesty, transparency, and respect.
And right now, it's Truck Month at Bobside Ford and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. With aggressive savings, special incentives, and a huge selection of trucks Kansas City drives.
Whether you're buying your first vehicle or trading up to a new truck or SUV, we focus on a smooth process with no pressure and no surprises.
Our teams are local, our service is personal, and when we make a promise, we stand behind it.
Plus, at Bobside Kia, every new Kia comes with lifetime oil changes and tire rotations.
4 locations, 7 trusted brands, and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. The Bobside Auto Group.
Trust is our tradition.
A shout out to the incredible doctors, nurses, care aides, and physical therapists at Kansas Pace Centers. And of course, the drivers. Everyone loves their drivers. Every day you help older adults live safely and independently while giving families much needed support. Kansas Pace makes aging at home possible and takes pressure off family caregivers. If you've been searching for real help for a parent or loved one, see how Kansas Pace can partner with your family. Learn more today at kansaspace.org.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. What is the lowest uniform number that is not retired by any major league team?
Double zero.
Zero?
No, I bet 10.
38.
38? What?
Is
Zero?
the lowest number that is not retired by any major
There's
league
a zero?
team. Yes. I don't know who it is.
Zero
got a
isn't
37.
retired, is it?
Somebody's got zero. I went back and looked
Wow.
a couple of years ago.
38.
The only other number under 50 is 48.
Okay. Wow.
46 was also on the list, but Pettit, they retired that a couple of
No,
years
he
ago.
definitely deserved it.
All right. The category, bets are in. Category is MLB 20-game winners. What is the question, young Kyle?
All right. Since the inception of the Cy Young Award, who had the most 20-win seasons without ever winning it?
Wow. This is not how I thought this was going to go, but
Same.
here we are.
I think I got it.
I don't know. I don't play for Final Jeopardy.
I'm gonna have to.
Just play
I'm gonna
the
have to
other
ask you
part of
guys for the name. I know but it's the name that I need.
Okay. Okay.
it. Yeah, the
I think
name
I
is
got
the
it.
important part of this. Piece.
Pete, just your answer.
What's your answer, Pete?
Describe it. We'll help you.
The guy that played, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but should be. And he
That's a
had
little broad.
performance enhancing.
Clemens?
Yes.
No, he won like 7 of them.
Oh, did he win 7?
Yeah,
Bunch
5 or
of-
6
Oh,
or
I got
7.
the wrong guy then. I told you I needed the guy's name.
Yeah.
I bet 0.
Okay, bet 0. Pete finishes.
Could be a good spot.
With 1,400. That could be a good spot. We go next to Kurtis.
Mike Messina.
It's not Musina. How much did you wager?
All of it.
He went all of
See,
it.
you're already winning right now.
So he's at 0. Todd?
I wrote down Dave Stewart.
Oh, that's not
good.
what I wanted
Yeah,
to
but
hear.
what'd you
bet?
1101.
1101, which leaves you with 799.
Mm-hmm.
799. I went with Dave Stewart. I bet 1401, which leaves me with 999,
Yeah.
which means Pete is the big fat winner today.
The loser
We
finally
told you.
wins one.
Wager right. What was the
The
answer?
pig finds an acorn.
The final answer was Juan Marichal.
Juan Marichal. Oh, man. How many?
Probably 5 or 6.
That I'm not aware of.
Man.
I'll bet 5 or 6. 'Cause, yeah.
I know Dave Stewart had 3 in a row.
Right, and
at
didn't-
least.
didn't
4 in a
win.
row.
Yeah.
4 in a row?
And never won. Good job, Pete. Come
Well
on.
done, Pete.
Right there.
I'll tell you, it's
You know-
one of the happiest days of my life.
I'm glad because you know what you've taught the kids out there? If you whine and bitch and complain all
might
the way to
just
the end,
win.
you can win too.
Okay.
That's the lesson we
And this
taught
smart
the youngsters
wagering,
today.
That's what you have to do.
And when in doubt, say Roger
Wait.
Clemens.
Yes.
And
That was the worst
won
answer that
7
anyone
of
gave.
them. Yeah,
Absolutely the worst
right.
answer.
Right, it was.
All right, 4 natives of Panama have played in the NBA. Which one has the most career points? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
You're damn right he is. He's Blair Kirchhoff, and he's here on the program after a historic Stump the Chumps, where Peter Yates gave maybe the worst answer in the history of Final Chumps and grabbed victory from three morons who couldn't best a guy who thought that Roger Clemens had never won the Cy Young.
Well, what I heard was he didn't even provide an answer. You provided the answer.
Yeah, he stammered around. You know the guy with the steroids that should be in the Hall of Fame? And I said, Clemens? Yeah, that's it.
The guy hadn't won a Cy.
Nope. He actually was not thinking Clemens, because later he's like, he goes, no, Nolan Ryan, I said, no, he never won. He goes, that's who I was thinking of. Well, that wasn't right either. But it would have been better.
I had typed Phil Necro and then changed to Mike Messina, and neither one of them was right. I took two cracks at it and lost them both.
So I missed the question, but I
most 20-win seasons without
winning a Cy.
Without winning a Cy Young.
And the answer was Juan Marichal.
Juan Marichal.
He had six. I looked it up. He had six.
And he had the misfortune of pitching at the same time as Koufax and Bob Gibson, and
for sure
those guys were winning the Cy.
Don Drysdale.
Yeah, Drysdale.
Or no, Koufax was.
Well, they pitched.
They were together.
Drysdale won. I think he won a Cy. I think he won a Cy in the year he had the consecutive
scoreless innings. Yep. But yeah, so pizza winner.
T-shirt should be printed.
I think so. It's like I said, great message sent to the kids. Whine, bitch, complain, win.
That's right.
Whine plus bitch plus complain equals win.
Victory.
Yeah. The Pete Enoch story.
The
Pete Enoch, my autobiography.
My path to victory.
Yeah. Whine plus bitch plus complain equals victory. The Pete Enoch story. I love it. I think it's great. Look forward to that book coming out. Have a rainy day book signing and whatnot. That should be gold. Should be gold. So. By the way, Blair Kirchhoff is always brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame. Maybe you got a famous player's jersey. One that you love is just sitting around in a plastic bin. I hope you're protecting it. It'll be protected when it gets framed at Art and Frame. That's one of the things they do. Take care of your wonderful piece of sports history. If you need anything framed, whether it's sports memorabilia or just family photos, nobody frames better than Art and Frame. More than 20 years locally owned, more than 25 years locally owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Absolute pros when it comes to framing jerseys. All my sports memorabilia I've taken there. They're experts. They make the jersey look absolutely smooth, flat, perfect, displaying, highlighting all the intricacies. Maybe it's a patch on the shoulder, what have you. They do an unbelievable job. You get gallery quality while paying warehouse prices. So don't settle for good enough. Get it done right. At Art and Frame Warehouse, mention 810 when you walk in for major discounts on sports memorabilia and custom shadow boxes. You can check them out right now at framekc.com. Art and Frame Warehouse. Protect your collection. Also, by the way, they deliver and install, which I highly recommend paying for that because they are experts at that as well. Everything comes with a lifetime guarantee. Blair, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hope you had a good trip.
We did.
A little business trip.
Yeah,
a little business trip.
Uneventful, just a delay in Jonesboro, Missouri. Does that sound right? Something like that?
I don't know.
They had a bridge they were working on, so everybody had to get off and then get back on. So basically,
it's a pain.
Everything came down to two lanes came down to one, going both directions. So there were delays each direction.
Yikes.
And then you had to go real slow because all the construction crews are around there. So
what a bummer.
About a 10-minute delay. Wasn't too bad.
That's not bad. 10 minutes you can live with.
Blair, you know what it was?
What was it? Progress
as promised.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's what the sign said.
Yeah, the sign said progress as promised. Opening in fall of 28. No, that was a different construction project. That one was fall of 26. But there was a stretch. There was a stretch.
Like 69 Highway.
Man, nobody's doing. Missouri's got a lot of it going on. Illinois' got a lot of it going on. St. Louis is a lot of fun right now. Go drive across.
Is it a blast?
Take that drive to Indy. It's what a peach. It's a treat. Do you like driving with no shoulder and concrete barriers next to you with wall-to-wall semis?
Only at night.
Have I? Well, check. Last night, we checked that box too.
Was it raining? Did you get that as well?
Not until we got almost into Kansas City, but if you've come into as you're coming into Blue Springs, you can check the box. That's rail-to-rail concrete bumpers on each side too. So that was a treat.
Well, you know what it is. It's progress.
As promised.
As promised.
As promised. Yes. The progress is later. We promised we were going to stick it to you. We'll get the progress.
Oh, how about the Indiana part? Was that okay at least from Terre Haute to?
No, it's the worst. Could we get? That's where they needed to be doing work. Sucked. It was a terrible road. I will tell you though, mad props to Roberts Robinson Chevrolet GMC. We got a Chevy Tahoe. Wow, what a car!
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it was. They provide us with our transportation. And, the service is great. We always talk about the great service that they give you. And service when you're buying the car, I just mean just the buying experience is great. But they got great vehicles, too. I mean, it was a dream to drive. I know how it was to drive because I did all of it.
Well, I hope Lebo was busy working and,
Lebo would fiddle. Lebo is a great travel companion. I'm going to start with that. I'm not even going to try to act like you could run down Todd. He's great. He's great to work with. He's great to go down there, and he does a phenomenal job. Everybody loves Lebo because he's such an affable guy, and everybody should love Lebo.
Hard work.
But I do want to say, a lot of times we don't talk about Lebo being really, really good at what he does, and it's always on display. And when you go on the road, it's always on display, and he is great, and he's great to work with. But one thing that is a treat, right, that goes with all the massive amounts of positives on Todd is he's going to fiddle with what's on the screen and on the dash and what we're playing. He's going to fiddle with it. And you know what I like? You fiddle all you want, then hit the map. I want to know if there's orange or red coming up. No. We're not putting the map back up. I mean, at least 45 times I'd have to go. And you're driving, so you kind of get it. You kind of miss the touchscreen, and just put it back, Todd. Just put it back on the map.
So what is Todd seeking on while he's fiddling? Is he looking for?
Sometimes it's which episode of a podcast.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a song that he and his friends made back in the day that they've now digitally remastered with AI. Sometimes it's a radio station. Todd is a connoisseur of radio. Todd is also a connoisseur of obscure facts. Oh, the Tony Jones Parkway. Oh, who's Tony Jones? Oh, apparently former governor of Indiana. I don't know what the guy's name was. Like, he wants to know every little thing, and as he's ticking them off, and it is entertaining. This is why he's a trivia nerd.
Yeah.
Right? Because he looks all this crap up. He's got an inquisitive mind, and he wants to know, what is that over there? Oh, let me look it up. Oh, that's the third biggest ball of twine in the world. He's looking up all these obscure facts, and as we're going, he goes, usually I'm driving, and Denise will never look this stuff up. Well, what a treat. I'm doing all the driving, so there's plenty of time for you to hit me with every useless fact between here and Indianapolis. It is quite entertaining.
I bet
it is actually very entertaining. It makes the drive go by really. A great vehicle and good company makes the drive go by really fast.
Well, it just seems like he needs to work a little harder on the trivia if Pete's going to walk out of here a champion today.
Trust me, ain't any of the three of us bragging. I'm going to tell you that right now. None of the three of us are bragging. But, yeah. Todd was like this bridge that was down in Jonesboro. We don't know how. When we drove there, I'll give you one mystery if anybody, because I know our signal boom's out there. I think it was Jonesboro. Todd, text me if you're listening.
I know there's Jonesboro, Arkansas.
I know, but I've got Jonesboro. Hang on, because Mick is driving back. He says, because Mick goes, where was that bridge out on I-70? Wondering if there's an earlier exit to get off and drive around. And here Todd says, Jonesboro, Missouri, between St. Louis and Como. But last night we drove through. But he goes, no delays. And Lebo goes, not at 9 p.m. at night. It might be daytime work. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we went through there in the morning. But coming back, we were waiting for this delay. And when we went, it looked like the road does not exist to drive under it. And all of a sudden, we're in Columbia. All right, we're narrowing. I go, where's this bridge thing? What am I? I don't know. I mean, we're already through. I don't know how he was madly searching his phone to figure out how did we get by this. If somebody tells me that is blocked and you have to get off, then we went through a time warp or something. because we
never left I-70.
We never did, and we were just waiting for it, and it never came about. So
well, I wish they had, as long as they're doing all this construction along I-70, just add the third lane.
Well, it does look like that might be the beginnings.
Really?
This might be the beginnings of heading down that road, because they're doing the construction east of, like, out towards Green Valley and all that. There's a bunch of construction that looks like it could be the beginning of doing that. And then there's a lot of construction coming this way out of St. Louis, and there's a lot of construction going east out of Columbia that all look like they could be a third lane. So
long overdue.
We're going to get more 6-lane on that, but yeah, it's long overdue. That and maybe starting the infrastructure of rails, like high-speed trains that the rest of the world, countries the size of Missouri have crisscrossing them. We're the size of Russia, and we have none.
We don't have it. We do have the Amtrak, but that's not the same.
It's not the high speed.
Nope, not the high speed.
I mean, did the high speed once in Italy. Rome to Florence.
Recommend?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to go 150 some odd miles an hour. We never got up to whatever the max speed is. But, yeah, we went down to Florence in like an hour and a half or something. It was tremendous.
Didn't stop?
No, we didn't have any stops between those two.
Yeah, I've never taken the bullet train, but
it was great. I know there's ones that go 220 or something. This one supposedly top speed was like 190 or something, and
wow.
It was great.
How cool.
Yeah, but it would be, if you had that between here and St. Louis, it literally would be like an hour and a half trip.
Would be amazing.
Would
be pretty amazing.
But to get it done, you'd have to have every swinging hick between the two cities would have to have a stop in my town.
Yeah.
I'm not going to vote for it tax-wise unless you stop in my town.
Like the Amtrak.
Well, how about the two cities that pay for everything? We get some commerce going between the two. I'm just saying.
Be fun to go to a Blues game that way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be
How cool
great.
would that be?
It would be great. I mean, it was, but I'll be long. We'll be dead. We'll be dead.
Yeah.
We're not going to see that. Either move to Europe or die without.
Our grandchildren, maybe.
That's
will
our
take
that's our
advantage.
choice.
Yep.
All right, Blair. Let's talk a little hoops. Kansas has led a lot, and for good reason. Let's lead with Missouri because they got a very compelling win over the Tennessee Volunteers, and now are still sitting in the 11th spot, which to me is kind of like they didn't bump them, as you know, bracket matrix.
I do know. Very familiar with that one.
You're the champion of you are their knight in shining armor and will defend their honor at any moment. Lance in hand, ready to rock. They did not bump them when they lost to Arkansas. And so I get it when they don't get bumped up to 10. They didn't get bumped out.
Well, it's funny because if you're on the 11, it's significant where on the 11 you are.
Yeah.
You want to be in the top 2, not the bottom 4 of the 11 seed. So I don't know if they moved.
They might have moved
11.
within it. I didn't pay attention to that. I just paid attention whether they were out or not. But the two big ones that I look at, CBS and ESPN,
still
they didn't get bounced when they lost Arkansas, and they didn't get bumped up
after beating
Tennessee. And so, which that makes sense to me. Like, hey, these are two teams that if you're going to be an NCAA tournament team, you got to get a win against one of them, and particularly the home win. And so that makes sense to me. But the question is, Mississippi State, they're now 51% on Ken Pom. I looked this up just
to win. 51% chance to win.
Yeah, 51% chance to win at Mississippi State on Ken Pom. Watch, I probably closed. Oh no, good, it's still here because the joy of logging in every time. You know it. You work for the Star. Who am I? What am I joking? What am I talking about? Log in.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm reading the story, and I'm giving you a clip. Log in.
That's right.
Sign up.
Or do you want to
sign
subscribe?
up?
Yeah, please be a subscriber.
I am for like 100 years. Yes. So good. You share my frustration. Thank you. They're 51% to beat Mississippi State. They're 38% to beat Oklahoma, and they're 34% to beat Arkansas.
At home.
Arkansas at home, only 34%.
Oh, I like them. I like them in 2 of those games.
Yeah, I said 2-1 with them disappointing in one of the 2 roadies, probably Oklahoma.
Yeah, probably.
And then getting the payback win against Arkansas.
Yeah, that's how I see it playing out. Oklahoma is going to feel like they owe Missouri after the way they lost to them in Columbia. That was the 2 buzzer beater game right, where Missouri did the buzzer beater to send it to overtime, and then won it in overtime on the buzzer beater. So I think Oklahoma gets it done in Norman, but I think Missouri takes care of this is a take care of business game this weekend against Mississippi State, and I think they do. And I hopefully with Missouri they're past the egg laying game stage, right? They it seems like there's one every other week. Kind of the Texas game at home was a bit of an egg. A couple others during the earlier part of the year, but I think they've had enough impressive wins around that to where you think, okay, this is who they are, and you can kind of trust them in big moments and take. I think Mississippi State's a take care of business type of game. They win that one. Tough to win at Oklahoma, but then we'll pay back against Arkansas on that's a regular season finale, I think, right?
Do you see the thing that I see about Missouri is I think this is it, or do you see another level for them to go to?
I didn't think I would see a game like that from T.O. Barrett the other night when he went for 28 and looked great doing it. I mean, inside out, backing down his guy and then knocking down threes. I thought he was. That's as good a game as a Missouri player has had this year, offensively, has had this year. I was so impressed with him, and I've been impressed with him throughout the whole conference season. But that game in particular, Missouri found they had an advantage at that, at that matchup, and they time and time again. I think there was a one stretch where he took 6 or 7 shots in a row, just backing down his guy, or didn't make them all, but it was effective. So. I don't know if we've seen Missouri's ceiling yet.
Let's stay on T.O. Barrett for a second, because I'm glad you brought him up. First of all, coolest looking cat on the floor. Like, I love the hair.
Oh my gosh,
he's fantastic, and I love it because he flies down the floor. Like it's like a video game hitting the. What button do you hit, gamer? Kyle, what do I hit for super speed on something? Is there a certain button?
Yeah, you tap the B button for
the
that.
B button.
Yeah.
It's like you hit the B button. Is that it in Madden or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, you hit the B button and boom.
Yeah.
He takes off. Like, he is downhill. And I do love
he's
the
ultimate,
main
he's
flowing back.
He's the ultimate downhill guy.
Yes, and that's what's it's impressed me to the point that I'm like, how is he not the guy coming right out of the chute?
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's because he wasn't doing that, and this is what they've been asking him to do, and when he started doing it, that's what got him more minutes. I don't know. It felt like Robinson cooled off, and they went, let's try something different.
Right.
But maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention to the games that aren't, the non-cons that aren't that good. It was just in the background while I'm messing around on my computer, and so maybe it's all on me. But he goes to the rim like a pro.
He does. He if he gets a step on a defender, he goes to the basket.
I'll go you one better. If he gets within a step, then he hits the B button, and he creates that extra step on him. Like, he is in traffic, and you're like, 1 on 3, better pull it right to the rim and finish.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, this is traffic. Somebody's gonna close on this one. Like, somebody's got to come with him. He doesn't have the numbers, and he just jets right through everybody and finishes at the rim.
Had one with the hook shot the other day. That was like, oh my gosh.
Really good finish and touch around the rim. Great speed. Not, I'm not saying he's this player, because he's not, but he's physique-wise, and the way he does thunder into the lane, fearless, even pushing bad numbers, it reminds me a little bit of what I remember Jason Kidd playing at Cal. Now, Kidd had even more game.
He did.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the great point guards in the history of the NBA. So I'm not saying that.
But that's what he did. I mean, that's where Kidd made his bones.
And he's 6'4", 205, not 165, 170, 175, 205. This is a man coming down the lane, and little bumps and an arm here or there, no problem.
Yep.
And then, so he keeps his balance. He's not getting knocked off balance, and he finishes strong at the rim. And so I looked this up. We talked about it the other day. Do you know what they are when he plays 30 minutes?
Which has only been kind of recently, like in conference.
I'd like you to give me what their record is when he plays 30 minutes, because I'd like you to One, I get a feel for if you have a feel for how many times he's played 30 minutes, and then what is their record when he does play 30 minutes?
Let me think about this a second. I would say he hasn't played at least 30 minutes in a game more than half dozen, maybe 8 tops times, and I would say Missouri's record's pretty good. 2 losses.
They're 6-1. So you nailed it on how many.
Yeah.
And you're right at where it's at. They're 6-1. Now, listen, if you dive deeper, there's a 28-minute they lost by 2 to Georgia. There's a 29-minute they lost by 8 at LSU. So this is I have cherry picked a number.
Both games they are the better team today.
In both those games, yes. And both of those were early. They were at that point when he did play the 28 and 29 in those, he had yet to play 30. So they were just starting to play him more and get him going. But now coming down, they lost at Arkansas. He played 19 minutes because he got in foul trouble.
Yeah, foul trouble.
They lost to Alabama. He only played 25 minutes because they were getting their ass kicked. He was part of that equation. But, the rest of the time, he's gone 30 minutes, and they're winning. The only other one that he lost.
Yeah, what was the loss?
31 in an 85-68 loss to Texas.
The Texas game, yeah. Yeah.
But, to me is and Robinson is kind of finding his niche now.
That's right. He seemed lost for a couple of weeks. I thought, you can't even play the guy anymore. He was hurt in Missouri. But yeah, it seems like roles have been established on this team. It's taken a while.
Yeah.
But the roles have been established, especially among the backcourt players. And T.O. Barrett is the lead dog on this.
One of the things that stood out to me in that game against Tennessee, when you look at the stats, like a lot of times there are times, as I do this a lot, I always like it when you don't get to see a game live and you look at the box score and then you go back and watch it and there's like this, oh my God, they get killed on the glass. And then you're watching the game like, yeah, there it is. There it is. This wasn't one of those games, but I just think it's interesting to look back on the stats in this game. Missouri was out-rebounded, and I know nobody's bragging about this, but they're out-rebounded 42-30, okay? And so you're like, wow, Tennessee must not have been able to throw it in the ocean. They were 27 of 63 for 43%. Oh, Missouri must have had a great day. 47%, 26 of 55. They had one less made shot. Threes. Tennessee was 7 of 24 from 3. Mizzou was 4 for 17, okay? Free throws. 17 of 22 for Mizzou, 8 of 14 for Tennessee. Okay, that's where it came from.
There's some of it.
So wow, the whistle, the home whistle. I gotta discredit this because Missouri just got the home whistle. That is universal. We've done the numbers before. Everybody gets a better whistle at home. 14 fouls for Tennessee, 13 for Missouri. But all the free throw attempts mean it's T.O. Barrett.
Yeah,
it's
going to
Mark
the basket,
Mitchell.
going to the hoop.
Going to the rim.
Yeah.
And getting the fouls. The fouls that they get are fouls. And when we know Mark Mitchell, John Sunville calls him and one.
Yeah.
They are getting fouls going to the rim. They're being aggressive going to the rim. And that's where that jumps because they're not the better team from 3. They're not the better team from they were a little better shooting percentage on the floor, but didn't make as many just overall in the floor. And they didn't really grossly win the foul competition, but the fouls they got sent them to the free throw line.
I remember there was a sequence where Tennessee got like 4 offensive rebounds on one possession. What was the offensive rebounding comparison?
Offensive rebounding, 18 for Tennessee, 9 for Mizzou.
Tennessee was playing a little volleyball at times in that game, but
there's some size for Mizzou that's like, oh, great, you grabbed an offensive board. There's still defense here.
Yeah.
Especially when he's not 7'5". Let's stop with the 7'5" stuff.
Burns, yeah.
But Burns is big and
is
long.
Big.
And
it can bother a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like the piece. So I said there's not much more ceiling, or is there? Is this kind of like where most teams would be as they hit the conference schedule? And so as they finish these 3 games, hopefully a deep run in the SEC, there is much more ceiling.
Yeah, yes, but yeah, look, if what we're trying to evaluate is, how good is Missouri now, and can they improve going into March? I think beating a team like Tennessee, whether it's at home or not, is a really good sign for them. And they were an underdog going into this one, right? Like 3-2 or 2.5 or 3. Missouri was an underdog in this game, and Tennessee's the ranked team. Tennessee's in the top 4, looking for the double bye. In the SEC, Missouri's looks like they're almost locked into that second tier, where they're gonna have they get the one day bye, and they'll have to play the second day. But I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm seeing with Missouri right now. And now look,
I think their probable outcome in the SEC tournament is a win in the first round and a tough loss in the second.
Go 1-1, and maybe
because it's like Florida. If you're in the 4-5, if they get to the 5, then you got Florida,
right?
And then after whoever the 4 is,
if
which is
5.
like Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. If you're 5.
Yeah, right now they are. Florida's the 1, Alabama and Arkansas are the 2-3. And then Tennessee at 10-5 is the 4, and then all tied up at 9-6 is Kentucky, A&M, Missouri, Vanderbilt. I don't know what the tiebreakers are.
Well, Missouri's pretty good. They've beaten Vanderbilt, Kentucky, A&M.
A&M.
So they'd be sitting pretty nice in that group.
They should be, if that's what it comes down to, is the head-to-head part of the equation. But, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see them. I still think trying to turn around and beat Tennessee again 2.5 weeks later would be a tough assignment.
Tough ask.
But, they can definitely beat Arkansas, especially if they if they would beat the 2 bad teams and then lose to Arkansas in another tight game at home. I would love them in a third game. I don't think Arkansas has beaten them 3 times.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that idea. I think it's going to turn out Missouri will beat Arkansas in Columbia. So I think it's more likely that Missouri's an 8-9 than they are an 11 when it's all said and done. I think there's going to be enough on their resume on Selection Sunday that we'll see them. Their conference record's going to be over 500. They will have beaten Florida and Kentucky, the teams we just rattled off. The upper echelon of the SEC. I think their resume's looking a lot better and has a chance to look a lot better going into Selection Sunday than it did a couple of weeks ago. So that puts them in an 8-9 in the tournament. I don't know how Missouri would feel about that. You got a tough opener, and then you get the 1. You get Duke or whoever or UConn, whoever it's going to be in the next game. But I don't know. I like what I saw this week, and I think Missouri's worth paying closer attention to nationally right now.
Yeah, no, I do too. I think I picked them last week in there can be only 1 for a 9 seed. I was the high water mark.
I think they're heading in that direction.
I think so too. And if they would get 2 wins in the SEC tournament. And what's the best? Let's say they run the table. They win all 3.
So what are they now? They're 19-9.
They are 19-9 and 9-6. So if they go
3-0,
they went to that would put them 12-6 in the tournament in the SEC, 22-9 going
into
in
the tournament.
And let's give them 2 wins and a tough loss. So let's bring them home at 24-10. And getting to what would that be? The quarters or the semis? Semis. Losing the semis of the SEC.
Then they could be a 7.
Yeah.
Could be a 7.
If they get to the finals. 6?
Yeah,
I think so too.
Because they will have beaten good teams.
Good teams, and they'll have a number of good wins coming down the stretch.
All those quad 1 victories.
But just mountains of them.
Yes.
Mountains of them.
Scale on the quad 1 mountain.
Blair Kirchhoff is with us. We'll take a break. We'll talk some Kansas Jayhawk basketball next here in the program.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. 4 natives of Panama have played in the NBA. Which one has the most career points?
I only know one.
Who's that?
Rolando Blackman.
Rolando Blackman.
Wow.
Look
at the big brain on B. Lair.
Hey.
That's impressive, Blair.
The others, I guess I don't have that list. Others were like the second highest. Was like 900.
He grew up in New York City.
I actually said, I go, oh, is it the K-State guy? And he goes, I go, oh, yeah, Dennis Clemente?
No.
I thought it was like 30. He's like, yeah, no, not Clemente. I was like, trying to think of any Latino name I could think of. And then I'm like, Jacob Pullen? Was he from there? I didn't know it. He's like, no. And then Lebo got Ro Blackman, but that was nice. Good job.
Also one of 2 K-State basketball players to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah,
of course, the famous shot against Oregon State in '81.
Who's the other?
Jacob Pullen was on the 2010-11 college basketball preview as the Cats were number 3. That may have been a regional cover, would be my assessment, but he was on it.
So this is just by your fact finding?
Yes.
You're calling one of
He's
2.
only 2 to have appeared on any. By the way, Rolando Blackman, 67 today.
Wow. Played on a great Mavs team.
Yeah.
It was like I remember the whole like rotation. James Donaldson, big giant 7'2", 270 guy. Roy Tarpley was the 4. The 3 was Mark Aguirre. The 2 was Ro Blackman, and Derek Harper, underrated shooting point, was the point guard. And then they came off the bench with Detlef Schrempf, who was 6th man of the year, and another guard. I can't think of who the other guard was. Schrempf would play back in the guard. Maybe it was a forward I'm missing, but
they took the defending champion Lakers to 7 in '88.
Yeah.
I remember those. I remember the Mavericks uniforms.
The green ones. They should bring. They wore the green ones the other night. Everyone's like, "Don't those look great?" I'm like, "Yes, that's what they used to wear." It was great looking uniforms. Yeah, I love that combination. The green with the green base with the light blue and some gray.
Yeah.
You know who wore that? You know you're never going to answer this. So don't even bother trying. But it had a great uniform. Sometime go up and look. Just Google Rick Neuheisel San Antonio Gunslingers. Because that was their color scheme in the USFL. Great uniform. Great looking uniform. La Feta is a great sandwich. Voted Kansas City's number 2 new restaurant. We just gave it away. You can get it right now. Go to 143rd and Metcalf, right there on the southeast corner. Great lineup of subs. Every sandwich comes on bread made fresh that morning, combined with the freshest meats, cheeses, ingredients, and sauces made to order. Their incredible charcuterie trays are always a hit as well. There's one for every budget. Remember, La Feta caters. Go online to lafetadeli.com. Or better yet, just get to 143rd and Metcalf. The Jayhawks, Blair.
Well,
it's like I said this the other day. St. Bernard and Dachshund are the same species. Theoretically, they could produce puppies, right? We're going to need a ladder or, whatever. But, like, the loss to Cincinnati, that team was the Schnauzer or Dachshund, and then the St. Bernard was the one that slapped Houston. I don't know how those are the same thing.
I don't know either. If we were doing the show Monday afternoon.
Oh, by the way, we'll ask Greg Gurley in the 5 o'clock hour.
Oh, Gurley.
As I'm sure it's his fault.
It's always Greg's fault.
That's right.
But
that this wasn't, something else was.
Yeah.
So
blame him anyway.
It evens out in the wash.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Cincinnati's size really bothered Kansas on Saturday, and the big guy going out and not only mixing it up inside, but going out and hitting threes. And they had been playing well, right? That was their 4th straight win, and their most recent game, they went down to Texas Tech and played pretty game before losing, and they ended up losing by 10 or so. But maybe Cincinnati found something and playing up to the potential. But I didn't realize until I was watching the game Saturday that this coach, the Cincinnati coach, they haven't been to the NCAA tournament with him. He's been there for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on his, if they don't get to the tournament this year, I think he's probably out. But adding more to the embarrassment of the loss on Saturday for KU, that was just head shaking. How bad they got beat up in the second half.
Just trailing the whole way. You're like, okay, but it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah, the 8-0 run's going to come, and and Cincinnati will start flinging. A bad 3-point shooting team will start flinging up, contested shots, but they didn't.
They kept hitting buckets.
They did. They kept getting buckets. What was a stretch of scoring on? I forgot what it was. Some crazy number of possessions in a row.
And then they just blew them out. They was like 21-5 or something like just to go bye-bye. I mean,
it was an historic, by numbers, historic loss for Kansas.
What was it, the biggest one at home against an unranked team by Bill Self, or is it ever?
It was the biggest one against an unranked team, and it was the biggest loss to an unranked conference team ever for them.
Wow.
And it was the worst loss at home to an unranked team since '73 is what it was. Iowa State in '73. But if you figure an unranked conference team.
Well, I remember in part of the post-game conversation, there was a game against Long Beach State in the early '90s that came up.
You know who was the coach?
Well, I think that was Seth Greenberg.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because I covered that game. I remember that game, and it was one of those where Long Beach would hold the ball for 30 seconds and then knock down a three. And that's how they did it time and time again. And figure that's how you do it because Kansas, that was a Final Four Kansas team. But no, I was hats off to Cincinnati for play. And then I don't know how I didn't know how they were going to respond. It's great that they're playing at home. They got the big Monday streak going and all that. But I thought they could have gone one of two ways. Is this the beginning of the end for them? Is this, they just kind of fall apart here and look more like the Kansas team of a couple of years ago that didn't show you much potential to do any damage in March? Or instead they gave us what they gave us, which was they did to Houston what Cincinnati did to Kansas and just ran away at the end.
They get 30 minutes from Peterson, but only 14 points. But it was clear that Houston was like, he's not beating us.
Right. I thought they did a great job defensively. And Houston's a great defensive team anyway.
Yeah. But they're like, he's not going to beat us. We're going to hound him. And so I do think that was, okay, let's see who else. Because Trey White then made him pay. Now, he got good looks because everybody else was doing their thing. But Flory Badunga also, he's not beating us. And so that's two guys that usually are good for, 34 points? 32 points? Something like that. And they got 18. Yet they win going away.
Yeah, Badunga's defense was phenomenal, and I don't remember this exactly, but his plus minus, even with whatever points and rebounds he ended up
plus
with,
16.
It was ridiculous for a guy who had a line that he had.
The line looks like, what? He not get off the bus?
Right.
Like what's going on here? But altering shots, hedging out on screens, staying with when the switch came, and staying with guards. Up top, I mean, yeah, I think he's a first-round pick in this year's draft.
Really? This year? Wow.
I haven't tallied up 30 guys, and I don't know how many Smokey McSmells-a-lots are coming from Europe
across the pond.
Yeah, Smelly McSmokes-a-lot. I don't know how many of them are coming. I don't think there's anybody. No one's challenging for the top. I don't think out of the European ranks.
No, it's just all freshmen.
I'm sure there's 7 French guys. I mean, that seems to be where they're all coming from now. But I see that the way he moves, and somebody's gonna be like, "Well, we can't recreate that."
Yeah, maybe.
I referenced him to Herb Jones. Wasn't that his name? Herb Jones?
The old Cincinnati?
No, the Alabama wing.
Yeah.
And, he's just a rotational player at New Orleans, but he's there to just defend any number of different guys. Now, Flory's more of a 4, more of a big than he is a wing, but he has that same kind of freaky length and athleticism and positional flexibility on who he could defend. Like if you're like, we're going to put Flory on LeBron. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. Flory on Giannis. Like Giannis is a tough match because if you put, obviously, look, I just got to give you a nugget there. No one else has figured that out. But he's, 6'10 plus and 240 pounds and then moves like a guard. So you try to guard him with a guard, he takes you inside. But the bigs they'll put on him, he just on the deck and to the rim. I mean,
Well, how big is Flory? I think he's smaller than he's listed. Like everybody, right? Smaller than. I bet he's 6'8".
That's what I'm thinking. He's going to barefoot at like 6'7 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
6'7.5". And I mentioned Chris Webber was always listed at 6'10", and he barefooted at the combine 6'8.5".
Yeah.
So if he's an inch shorter than Chris Webber, then okay. But if he comes in at 6'6 1/4",
and then you're,
I think there's still a place for him. I mean, there have been a number. I mean, Draymond Green, he's not as thick as Draymond Green, I know, but he's longer than Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green, and then the Louisville guy, who was 6'6", 6'7", and play the 5 all the time. He's been around the league, and he got a big contract with the Rockets at one point. Can't remember. I'll try to think of his name, but it was never a star, but was like 12 and 8 as the first guy off the bench, and would play the 4 and the 5 at like 6'7".
Well, I was going to go
Montrezl Harrell.
I was going to go with Wes
That might be
Unseld,
it.
but that's
yeah,
a
little
dated.
Yeah,
Francisco Garcia.
No, Montrezl Harrell, I think is it. I think that's it.
Because he wasn't quite 6'10". He was more of 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, and so
But he was built.
Yeah, and Flory's
6'7",
not built. He's more long.
He is.
Like I don't want him guarding Jokic.
Right.
But I'll have him guard Aaron Gordon. If I line up against the Nuggets, like I don't think he's one of your starting 5, but he can come in and we just okay tonight. He's not going to play with this guy because that's a bad matchup. They play small and we're too big, or he's not going to play with this guy because they play big and we're too small with him. But I that length and that bounce and.
Well, I wish Ruben Bain had Flory's arms, and
yeah,
and the fact that he's made so much progress from year to year. We always talk about it with Bill Self-coached players. He's example A of that. Just how much better he's gotten, and he's even his shots gotten a little. His free throw shooting.
His free throw's better. We talked about that earlier too. His free throw shooting has gotten a lot, and it's not like he's just getting kind of lucky and willing it in,
right, or banking them. Or
it's looks like he's kind of figured it out. So that gives you the idea that okay, could there be a mid-range game?
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant at Syracuse was just kind of a run and jump guy, and he's grown into being a 20-point scorer in the NBA. I mean, people won't remember him because he wasn't on the championship team, but he was on one of their surprising run teams, and left after a freshman year and didn't really have the skills. And it took a few years, but he's become a much more polished player. I mean, I'd like to start with Badunga to work with and go from there.
I don't have it in front of me, but we talked about his plus minus a while ago. I imagine he's got the best mark of that on this Kansas team. I bet his plus minus per game is as good as anybody's.
Yeah.
He's just, he is such a positive force.
Darren Peterson played 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I guess we don't know unless Bill Self said something about it today. Did he try to come out and Self kept him, motioned
he didn't. There was something about
okay.
At least in the 15 minutes I heard.
Okay,
but that's been one of the conversations. Gary Parrish mentioned that.
It's just as
did you see it? Because we did not see it, but that was a thing on Twitter, and Gary Parrish mentioned it, but neither one of us could figure out where we thought that was.
TV didn't capture it live.
Okay,
so it was a photograph from the floor on or a video that was taken from the end zone
from behind Peterson.
Yeah,
after
behind
he
Peterson,
hit a 3
across to Self, and we don't know what was being said.
What I heard was that Self after the game. He told him, guard.
Yeah, guard.
Guard.
Yeah, like he hit a shot, and then he's going the other way, and he's yelling.
Kind of like he's
play defense.
Guard, guard. And you can see Peterson kind of like see him and like nod his head a little bit, like gotcha.
Yeah.
Because after the game, that's the one thing he could be better at. He could be a better defensive player.
Yeah. And look, you just wonder. We don't. There's still so much we don't know. Right about him and now you wonder, is it affecting his defense as well? He's not fighting through screens? He's going. He's taking his time.
There have been a number of times where I'm like, well, that's a business decision.
Like
there are a number of times where he doesn't on the switch, and like I remember one game, And we talked about it. It was like Tiller's like, oh God, I got to get out there. Like you should have been you. Let me run out there at the last second. And Tiller ends up looking bad because, God, you're 6'11" and you can't swat away this. Well, he went where he went, and Peterson's like, nah, I'm not going to bother. And so, yeah, that is a big part of the equation. For sure. Let's take a break. One more with Blair Kirchhoff. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse for more than 25 years, locally owned and operated. You can see him at 92nd and Metcalf in Overland Park. Absolute pros when it comes to framing all your sports memorabilia. Mention 810 when you walk in. Major discounts on sports memorabilia and custom shadow boxes. Find them online at framekc.com.
Blair Kirkhoff is always brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. Every item that they frame comes with a lifetime guarantee. Plus, they deliver and install. They're experts at sports memorabilia. Go see them at 92nd Metcalf. Find them online at framekc.com. Blair, what is it? Which would you rather talk about? Reuben Bain's T-Rex arms or K-State's coach search? I don't think there's anything new on the K-State coach search, is
There's
there?
not. The only thing left for Kansas State is the settlement, and that's going to be.
Yeah,
that's going to take. It's going to take a while.
Was that a weird game last night?
It was totally
21-2 run. Then they cut it to 5. 17-0 run, and they had the ball down 5 in the final minute with a chance to cut it to 2. I was like, what is happening?
We were getting the KOA broadcast of that driving last night, and early on, whoever the Buffs broadcaster was like...
The guy with the big, deep voice.
Yeah, a big booming voice.
Not Logan, is it?
No, this guy's really big.
Yeah. He was like, it was like, he goes, it's furious action here, but a game that appears to be destined to finish 4-0. You'd have to do it with the big booming voice, but
I was listening to him. I was pulling the sound for the open.
4-0. Not much left in the K-State season.
No. But they had that one win, Blair. Remember that thing they did one time?
They had a win.
Baylor cooperated.
They shot 55% from the field.
Probably the only game all year Scott Drew really wanted to win. Couldn't get it done. I'll avenge my friend. Avenge me. Sorry, man. Crapped in our hat. My bad.
All right, NFL. How many players have had a season with 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Higher. There we go. There we go. Fourth quarter of the program begins right now. Thunderdome gets it now. Not down here. Proud. Up there. It is Greg Gurley that's going to be joining us here in a minute. We'll talk some more Kansas basketball with Greg coming up here shortly. So looking forward to that conversation. We'll get to the bottom of some stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Get to the bottom of some things. Like we like to do. You know? Like we like to do. Let's start with a little Bill Self talking today. They're getting ready in between a tough game with Houston and a big game at Arizona. That's a tough spot, by the way.
Not easy.
But everybody's had a stretch like that in this league because how deep the league is, especially the top tier depth is as good as it gets. Self was asked if he could pick one thing he'd like his team to do the rest of the year.
I think you got to do more than one thing, but I would say have all our players 100%. Probably would be as much as anything. I mean, I think that's probably more important than actually, breaking it down to rebounding or making shots. I think the bottom line is have all your players available and 100%.
I wonder who he's talking about.
Well, the follow-up.
Could you clear up the fun follow?
Yours was so much better than mine. Yeah. That was so much better.
That'd be a fun.
I was going to go for a joke, but that was way better.
It's all in the timing. Be a fun follow-up. Yeah, Coach, you mentioned earlier about the players being 100%. Anybody in particular? Just total straight face. Just have them looking.
Who are you looking at when you're saying that?
Trey White in that root canal.
Yeah, you're right.
I was thinking that, the answer should have been like, John McEnroe. Answer the question, jerk!
You jerk! The question!
The question!
So good. I loved McEnroe.
I asked you what one thing. Do health, of course, health. Just like to, have that. I think that'd be great. Did you hear the bit? I know we looked for, but you probably didn't find. Did you the bite that Jason played today with? Give me a second. It'll come to me. ESPN college basketball analyst, 6'8", played at Duke. Great guy.
Great, Jay Billis.
Jay Billis. Did you hear the bite they played with Jay Billis? Jay Billis played. See if you can find it in there, Kyle. Because Kurtis didn't do it.
Yep.
He's too busy coming up with funnies.
Too busy listening to Bill.
But he basically was ripping coaches. Because I say that about, answer the question, jerk. I'm clearly joking. Because Bill Self's press conferences are the best. He's
nobody better.
When he wins, they're great. When he loses, they're great.
Yes.
He never comes in. No. He's never takes shots. That's part of the reason why nobody ever does, because he is gracious and does a really good job of answering questions.
And his answers are always well thought out. Because one of the things I've noticed, particularly since I've been tracking him this year, someone will ask him a question, he'll go, "Well," and he's looking off like he's trying to think of what he wants to say.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't just go, "Well, Then he'll always give a full answer.
Yeah,
he always tries to give a thoughtful answer.
And it's
that
not
means
coach
something.
speak. Even that right there. I mean, by the way, we're joking about it, but yes, he's talking about Darren Peterson. He gave this is what we need. We need Darren Peterson to play. Is what he's saying. But he's doing it in a very
there are a lot of
politically
things. If
correct
I could say
way.
one thing, it'd be this.
Yeah. But listen to what Jay Billis says about this is coming off the heels of the McCronin thing. But I mean, you think about Sean Payton and anytime the Broncos lose, he's in a pissy mood and snapping at who the reporters are. Listen, Jay Billis it just perfectly sums up this situation that's going on with American coaches when they lose.
I really didn't like the press conference thing. I thought it was kind of petulant and unnecessary, and for the life of me, and this goes beyond Mick, I can't understand why so many of these coaches go into these press conferences like, why does Iowa State's T.J. Otzelberger and Bill Self at Kansas, how can they go into these press conferences after getting it handed to them and behave themselves? It's not that hard. What do they expect, that they're in a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry and nobody's going to be interested? And I'm okay with the feeling that the media doesn't understand basketball the same way the coaches do. Congratulations. When I go into a restaurant, I'm not a chef, but I get to opine on the meal. I'm paying for it. I get to opine on it. And I don't see why this is so difficult. And, I understand, hey, I'm a competitor, but the competition's over. And now it's time to talk about it. And it's not that hard. Like, they win and they're nightclub comics, and they lose and they can be petty at times. And I think hopefully, I felt really good that Mick apologized about the whole thing. And to me, it's over. But I guess I'm talking more broadly and globally on this, that these things aren't that hard. There's no reason to act that way. If you don't like a question, just say, look, I'd prefer not to answer that. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
When they win, how great is that? When they win, they're nightclub comics.
That's
And
fantastic.
when they lose,
they're petty.
They're petty.
And I heard Cronin apologize to the player publicly. I've not heard any public apology to the reporter. And if he did it privately, it doesn't count.
It does count, but he didn't go the whole way.
No,
that's how I would put it.
Call
It does
somebody out
count
in
if you go,
public,
but if you shame a guy in public, you should apologize in
yes.
public. I agree with that. You've always
Say it
been
with your
strong on that,
chest.
and I agree with that. But I mean, I think it's just like, I love what he said. We're all competitors, but the game is over.
Yeah, right.
You're not.
I'm not guarding you.
You don't get 4 points for being an ass in the press conference. Yeah. Okay, and this guy didn't outcoach you. This guy. He's just. I love his point about, I'm not a chef.
Yeah.
But I can opine about the meal. I paid for it. I mean, that's like all these post-game press conferences. Those coaches are there because their networks in all these sports, their teams are making money off of it. It's part of your job. Mm-hmm. And I love the way he put it. It's the same thing, like, drives me crazy. Everyone's like, what do you need to do with the handshake line? You need to shut up and quit acting like sports is this big a deal. Yeah. It's just not. Like, I can't possibly shake someone's hand. I just played a basketball game. I mean, I need a week to come down from that high.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
What is happening?
Like, it's over, and you're a human being first, a competitor later. You shake hands. And when you walk into the press conference, I don't know why Bill Self can walk in and handle this press conference. And I got a text. It's way easier for Bill, though, because he doesn't have any jerks raising their voice to him. Exclamation point.
Are you raising your voice at me?
Well, he doesn't, because he's also doesn't start the press conference being by the way, that guy didn't raise his voice.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anyone. He's not an ass to anyone to where it gets to this point.
Right. And one of the issues that I've had with and amazingly, that really didn't happen around here with any of the college or professional teams, is that when you ask a question that a reporter or that a coach or a player thinks is ill-informed, they'll say, well, you wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't know about that, would you? No, it's why I'm asking you. I mean, if you want the reporters to ask you smart questions, tell them things.
Well,
you can't keep everything quiet, and then when someone asks a question, you go, well, that's a dumb question.
I think that'll be one of the things maybe I'll do. There are things right here I'm like, I have a line I joke around like, you'll know when I've hit my retirement number, because I won't retire, but you'll notice a difference. Like my give a crap meter will be on 0, right? Like that would be it. Like when you don't care.
The jar will be empty.
Yeah. You go, oh, I'm sorry. I was asking you like you're the authority. I mean, I guess you want me to coach the team? I mean, clearly a lot of people could do it better than you. I mean, maybe that'll be it. That'll be the day that I'm ready to walk. Just like get the smart ass answer and just lay it right back, that's it. Mic drop, I'm out. I'm leaving. No, I absolutely love what Jay Billis said there.
Yeah,
that was
completely.
It's you're making yourself way more important than you are. You are not important enough. That we are not talking about pulling hostages out of a crisis zone. Okay, we're talking about playing a basketball game. Wow, you make $6 million. I mean, you can do it. Just a mild effort. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. All right, let's take a break. We'll talk to Greg Gurley. We'll talk Darren Peterson. We'll talk about the Jayhawks, the Jekyll and Hyde nature of last week. We do it with the KU color analyst, Greg Gurley, next.
The Program with Soren Petro.
Hooray for Gurney! Hooray at last! Hooray for Gurney! He's a horse's ass.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are taking on the Clippers tonight. 27.5 points. Would you go higher or lower on that? I'm a big Ant-Man fan. I usually go higher when it comes to the Ant-Man. It's just that easy. That's how you play on Underdog. Pick your favorite player. Pick your favorite stats. Points, rebounds, assists, steals. They're all there for basketball. College hoops as well. You just pick your player, and you can even combo up points, rebounds, assists to give you, Anthony Edwards 3.5 3-pointers. You going to go higher or lower? Right? Again, I'd probably go higher. That's how you do it. Look, you make plays, win money right now in Missouri. Get your entries right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And if you download the app today and use promo code Soren, you can score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Soren, S-O-R-E-N. So get the app, pick your player, pick your stat, and go higher or lower. It's just that easy. Play with Underdog right now. Download the app. Use the promo code Soren. Score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code SOREN at Underdog. Make plays, win money.
Must be